Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Where the hell are we? What are we doing? What's happening?
I think we're doing a podcast.
We are.
Yeah, we've been, kind of woefully behind on some stuff, so...
We sure as fuck have.
This is coming out a little late.
It is.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out this morning.
And now it's late.
It is.
Very...
Not
kind of
days.
Hours late.
Hours late.
Yeah. Yes, that is for sure.
Yeah.
And that being said, we have been meaning to say for the longest time on our podcast here, because June started, Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
We had not covered that up until, we keep forgetting to throw that on there, and we're like, oh, damn it, we forgot to say it.
Yes.
So Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride Month. That's not just lip service.
No, definitely not.
We're beyond allies. I mean, our kid identifies as trans. I am bi, and we are just a very LGBTQ friendly family.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Definitely. All right. So that being said, I don't remember anything about the last time we did Psalms.
No.
Because it was some bullshit.
It was some bullshit.
But what are we covering today?
We are doing Psalms 31, 32, and 33. And as a matter of fact, I remember last time when I said that, you were like, no, because that seems so far. But
it does. This is going, number-wise, is going really quick.
It is.
There's a lot of numbers, though.
There's a lot of numbers.
There's a lot of Psalms.
Oh, Psalms.
All right. You ready to get into this?
Never.
No. Well, we're going to do it anyway.
All right.
All right. Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right. Psalm 31.
Okay.
Are you ready for this magic?
I am ready.
For the director of music, a Psalm of David.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm shocked that it's for David.
I know. I wonder if all of these are for David.
I thought they weren't all, but it's seeming like they are.
Maybe just quote unquote book 1 of the Psalms.
Could be.
Are all Davidic in nature.
I have no idea.
I'm curious, are we ever going to get to any that are non-David?
Possibly.
In you, O Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness. Turn your ear to me. Come quickly to my rescue. Be my rock of refuge, as a strong fortress to save me.
Okay.
I don't like the use of the word refuge so much because I always want to say refuge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They use that word a lot in these. You are my refuge.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like that word.
Got it. Got it.
I'm not going to use that word in my writing.
Don't use that in your writing.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Since you are my rock and my fortress, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me. Free me from the trap that is set for me, for you are my refuge.
I wonder what the trap was.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Is life the trap? Did God set the trap?
Colonel Akbar could tell you that.
Who?
Oh my God! In Star Wars, the frog guy, he goes, "It's a trap."
Got it. Sorry.
You know?
Yeah, no, I got it now.
That was really... not an odd reference.
Well,
no, everybody knows it's a trap. Everybody knows that.
I don't. Okay.
They do. That is not. No. I refuse to accept your argument here. That is not a crazy reference. Everybody knows a Star Wars reference.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Into your hands I commit my spirit. Redeem me, O Lord, the God of truth. I hate those who cling to worthless idols. I hate them, huh?
He hates them.
Damn. I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your love, for you saw my affliction and knew the anguish of my soul. I don't think you should hate those who cling to worthless idols and then follow that up with, I trust in the Lord. Because you don't need to hate them. Just trust in the Lord to take care of them and don't worry about it.
That's part of my beef with like Christianity in general and religion is that they're like, they decide they're going to judge you, right? They're like, you suck for this reason or that reason. Who gives a fuck? Let God judge me. I don't like. It's not up to you, man.
Yeah. They follow it up in the very next sentence with, God is awesome. He's the biggest. He could take care of everything, except I got to do this little bit for him.
Right. I got to judge you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
on his behalf.
Who's going to judge you? Well, your God. You said your God was.
Yeah.
So.
That big guy in the sky.
Right.
Sky Daddy.
Yeah.
You have not handed me over to the enemy, but have set my feet in a spacious place.
Okay.
When we first moved in here and our furniture wasn't here yet, we referred to it as a spacious place because it was empty.
Right. Yes.
Be merciful to me, O Lord, for I'm in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and my body with grief. My life is consumed by anguish and my years by groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction and my bones grow weak. He got
sounds like you should drink some more milk, man.
Or take a blue pill. He got a weak bone.
Well, that's a different time. Yeah.
What? Okay. Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbors. I don't care what my neighbors think. I am a dread to my friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me.
This guy sounds like a real peach.
When they see me rolling, I am forgotten by them as though I were dead. I have become like broken pottery.
There's that broken pottery, the shards.
Potsherd. For I hear the slander of many. There is terror on every side. They conspire against me and plot to take my life. I thought you said
this sounds a lot like the mantra that they teach the right wing. Like all your neighbors suck and they're out to get you and they're probably liberal assholes who are they're plotting your demise.
You. You're 2 seconds from getting raped and murdered on every corner.
They're literally going to come in and take your guns when you walk away from your house.
Yeah.
And
be afraid. Never not be afraid.
They're going to teach your kids to be trans and
they're going to turn you gay.
Yeah.
They're going to get you.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Like,
be scared of them.
Ooh. Oh, did I tell you? My mom said that if my dad happens to die before her, she wants to get a dog. And I was like, why do you want a dog? And she goes, to keep me safe. I go, Mom, you live in a condo that you have to get into the building before you get to your door. Yeah. Like,
in a pretty decent neighborhood.
Yeah. I was like, where are all these scary people? And she goes, you never know. And I was just like,
oh my God.
Are you kidding me? I feel this is the fear that they have. And they need their mans alive to take care of them. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise all the rapists and murderers are going to get them.
Right.
So they got to get guns and dogs.
Yeah.
My mom lives in a fucking condo. She doesn't need a dog.
Yeah, there's not even any parking in the fucking place.
No, literally there is no guest parking. We have to park 2 apartment complexes over and walk our asses down, except that they are granted 1 parking slot for their condo in addition to their they have a garage and they only have 1 vehicle. So they park in the garage and allow us to park in our spot when we come visit.
Yeah.
They have to move their vehicle to their garage so that we can park in their spot.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you afraid of? What are you scared of all the time? Mm-hmm. Could you imagine living your life in that much fear?
No.
Somebody is just about to get you. You got to get a dog.
Right.
They're going to get you. Mm-hmm. Whew, but I trust in you, O Lord. Not enough. You need to trust him a little bit more, I say. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Deliver me from my enemies and from those who pursue me. Let your face shine on your servant. Save me in your unfailing love. Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I have cried out to you. But let the wicked be put to shame and lie silent in the grave. Damn. Kill them and make them shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get dead, bitch.
Right.
Let their lying lips be silenced.
This turned like really evil.
This is so mean. This sounds satanic to me.
Yeah, like this would be somebody you might want to put like on a watch list or something.
Right?
You
like
know?
a no-fly list. And like, I don't think this guy gets a gun.
He doesn't seem quite mentally stable here.
No. Let their lying lips be silenced.
Right?
Put them in the grave.
Yeah.
Kill them. For with pride and contempt, they speak arrogantly against the righteous. Do they though? Or are they just like over there trying to live and wish you would leave them alone?
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm over here being brown.
Maybe you're talking God way too much and they're like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Maybe you're being white in their area and they're like, we don't need you. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks. How great is your goodness, which you have stored up for those who fear you, which you bestow in the sight of men on those who take refuge in you. In the shelter of your presence, you hide them from the intrigues of men. In your dwelling, you keep them safe from accusing tongues. Always accusing you of shit.
Right.
What the hell are you doing that so many people are lying about you and accusing you of shit all the time?
Right.
Like, seriously, you at some point, you got to ask yourself, is this maybe a you problem? Maybe you're the problem.
Yeah.
It's you.
Seemed like we covered this in another psalm, too.
I think so.
It's a lot of people, like, asking for personal favors because everybody is out to get them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm like, maybe you're not all that.
Right.
Maybe you don't deserve favors, David. Praise be to the Lord, for he showed his wonderful love to me when I was in a besieged city. In my alarm, I said, I'm cut off from your sight. Yet you heard my cry for mercy when I called to you for help. Love the Lord, all his saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but the proud he pays back in full. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if I like that.
I mean,
psalm.
He's like asking to kill people who are,
dear God,
talking
please
bad
kill
about
my
him.
ex. Love, wife. What? I mean, right? That's evil. I would never.
Right.
Like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't even like that guy and I ain't making that prayer.
Right.
That's gross. Okay, Psalm 31, a profession of trust. And it starts out, in thee, O Lord, do I put my trust.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me like, but you don't, though.
Right.
You know?
He's...
You don't trust the Lord. You're telling him how to do his job.
Well, yeah. He thinks he's helping him do his job by telling other people that they're wrong and bad.
Right.
And evil and that they should be silenced and murdered.
Yeah. And he's telling God, hey, you should murder those guys, oh God.
Right.
Oh God, who's great.
He's the guy that like is at the HOA and like measuring your grass.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I'm just helping.
Right.
He doesn't even work for the HOA.
Right.
He reports to them shit that they didn't even ask for.
Yeah, because they were really annoyed with him. Like, yeah, if you need to report something, just bring it by. It's fine.
Don't handle it yourself. Just let us know.
Right?
We'll handle
we'll
it.
Take care of it.
So now he walks around and he's measuring everybody's grass, and he's also measuring to make sure that the little shed that you put up in your backyard is far enough away from the fence, and that the fence is far enough away from the sidewalk, and that your sidewalk is so many feet from the street, and that you didn't build too close to the fire hydrant and all that shit. Like this guy, and they're like, Jesus Christ, when's he gonna get him? Can we make him move? And the answer is no. You created a fucking monster with your arbitrary bullshit rules.
Right.
God.
Yeah.
David is your fault, God.
Right.
All right, sorry. Psalm 31 was likely written while David was fleeing from Saul, if you assume that David is the one who wrote it.
Sure.
Which, who even fucking knows?
Right.
Composition cannot be placed earlier than the troubles of Israel preceding the reforms of Nehemiah.
Okay.
Whenever the hell that was.
Well, that was like, I thought that was when they, whatever.
Right.
When they fled and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, the Persian period began in 539 BC, and Nehemiah's reforms are dated to about 445 BC.
Right.
So it couldn't have been before that.
Okay.
So somebody, whoever, wrote it no earlier than that time.
Right.
Okay, so we're still in the BC period.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because verse 5, which was, into thine hand I commit my spirit,
mm-hmm.
constituted the last words of many Christian figures, including Jesus himself, which I was not aware of. Thanks, Bible. Spoilers. This particular verse is often stated at time of death, like for religious-y people as they die.
Oh, okay.
They'll say that.
Got
that
it.
thing. Into thine hand I commit my spirit.
I have heard that line before.
And then they die.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't care enough.
Sure.
This psalm may be said as a prayer for the well-being of an ailing person.
Okay.
So if you know somebody who's dying, pull out your Bible and say this one at them.
If you're
Psalm 31.
And, religious-y and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. It doesn't seem to me like it's very romantic. Like, it doesn't come off like with poesy and like ultra beautiful. Like, it's not beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say this.
That's not what I would want to hear on my, sick bed, deathbed type thing.
Look, there are some psalms that I'm like, yeah, that's all right. If it makes you feel better to say it, go ahead. What the fuck ever. I'm almost out of here.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
But I would be like, that's not the one though. It's not that I hate it. It's just like you had all the psalms in the book.
Right.
And there's 130 something of them. And that's the one you picked.
Right.
Like, I don't know about all that.
Sure.
All right. Now we're moving on to Psalm 32. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
32. Here we go. It's pretty short.
Oh, okay.
That makes me happy. Of David.
Okay?
Of David.
So David.
David sang it. Blessed is he whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man whose sin the Lord does not count against him, and whose spirit is no deceit.
Wait. The blessed is he who has sinned but then got forgiven, and that the God doesn't care about this guy's like what?
Yeah.
Okay,
what?
I get. So some people are God gives a pass to,
mm-hmm.
which I mean I know. Yeah, you can ask for forgiveness, you can do all these other things, but like blessed is he? Like, yeah, you sinned and then you bless. Whatever.
But I liked you a lot, so you get off.
Maybe okay. I don't understand it. Okay.
I don't care enough to ask questions.
But like sometimes he acts immediately, like when Aaron's sons lit the wrong fucking fire for the incense or whatever the fuck it was, they're just dead.
And when the one guy was trying to make sure that the ark didn't touch the ground when it fumbled, and he died immediately.
And then the guy that picked up sticks on the Sabbath, he fucking dead immediately.
Smoke, bitch.
Right?
Yeah.
Like why do some people get a pass and a forgiveness and other people don't?
They just don't.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's because God is arbitrary, because God is man.
Right.
That's it. When I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. For day and night.
Mm-hmm.
Your hand was heavy upon me. Yeah, it was. My strength was sapped. As in the heat of summer. Then I acknowledged my sin to you, and I did not cover up my iniquity, because I was naked. I was naked with my iniquity. This is so sexual. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I said, I'll confess my transgressions to the Lord. And you forgave.
People, we just might as well start a 1-800 number here.
That would be fun. I'm not opposed.
Or no, it was 1-900 back in the day.
Oh, yeah. 1-900
right.
numbers. Yeah. And you forgave the guilt of my sin. See?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, let everyone who is godly pray to you while you may be found, but not while you may not be found.
Okay. Yeah.
Surely when the mighty waters rise, they will not reach him. You are my hiding place, and you will protect me from and surround me with the songs of deliverance. Salah.
Okay, yeah.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I'm going to tell you a thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I will counsel you and watch over you. Do not be... Oh, this sounds like maybe that was people talking. Oh, there were some more salahs that I didn't mention. They were off to the side. I didn't see them.
Okay.
Just pretend I did them.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like those were all God, like people talking to God, and like now God is talking to them.
Okay.
Okay. That's my impression.
Sure.
So let's pretend that God is talking now. Okay.
Yeah.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Do not be like the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, but must be controlled by bit and bridle, or they will not come to you. Many are the woes of the wicked, but the Lord's unfailing love surrounds the man who trusts him. God love me.
Well, Balak's ass knew. It
did.
understood.
Yeah, it did.
I'm just saying
it did.
It really understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rejoice in the Lord and be glad, you righteous. Sing, all you who are upright in heart.
Okay.
That's very
you closed that book with authority there.
I did. It felt good. Slam! Put Psalm 32 notes. The blessedness of forgiveness starts out, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, which leads you to believe unblessed is he whose transgression is unforgiven.
Right. Okay. But what's the difference?
Who knows?
Did they both offer a sacrifice to the Lord?
I don't know. Did they?
And God only forgave one of them? Or did
Probably.
One not and the other one did, and that's why they're blessed and the other one's not?
Maybe. Or maybe one didn't bathe often enough, or maybe one accidentally had a wet dream, or maybe one was on her period, or maybe one, fill in the blank.
Yeah. You know how we've talked about intention before? The person that does something and then, does the right sacrifice and all the right things, right, gets forgiven, maybe, kind of, possibly.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But then, what if you just go and do it again the next day after you got forgiven? Then the intention is not good because you're still doing it. You're doing it with the intention that I'm going to get forgiven again. I
think that's why they say intention matters. If you just keep doing this, you're not really sorry.
Right.
You're not sorry you did it. If you're really sorry you did it, you're not just saying sorry so that you can get your little forgivey point coins and then go out and do it again.
But that's why I feel like there has to be more rigid rules with regard to being forgiven with religion, because if you can just be either you're forgiven or you're not, right? Right. So
really only you can know that. No man can deliver that to you.
Right. But if you go into it with the intention that I'm going to do this, get forgiven, and then, go back out and do it again, the intention is that you're still a bad person. Right. Or, whatever. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying that
you do bad things.
In the eyes of the Lord, quote unquote, you're a bad person, right?
Right.
At least that would be the way I would take it.
But also that's only if other people catch you.
Why?
Because God ain't
God
real.
Can see everything, right?
But if God could really see everything, then you wouldn't need to tell him you're sorry, because he knows if you are or aren't. Right. So
I know, which is why none of this shit makes any sense.
It doesn't. It would be nice if there was a fair and just God, but there's not.
There's not a God.
There's not a God, fair and just, or jealous and cruel.
Right.
But if there is a God, he's jealous and cruel, and I don't want to praise that. So
right.
I'd rather praise no God.
Yeah.
Or not praise no God. I'd rather proclaim there is no God than that there's this fake, weird, angry cuckoo beans one.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. So the harm suffered by the psalmist is very hard to bear, although we cannot know precisely its nature.
Sure.
Okay. The psalmist seeks to understand where it comes from, because at the time, of course, as we know from the book of Job, misfortune was understood as a consequence of the sins one has committed. Right? So
something like that.
Right. But far from being an opportunity to revolt, this event leads him to experience God's forgiveness. And this psalm is one of the 7 penitential psalms, which we've talked about before, as its focus is on the former sins of the psalmist.
Okay.
So he's talking about how I used to be a fuck up, but then I said sorry, and God is so awesome, he forgave me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. The penitential psalms, or psalms of confession, are Psalms 6, 31, 37, 50, 101, 129, and 142.
Got it.
So of those, we've only already covered Psalm 6.
Right.
These psalms express sorrow for sin. Recall, Psalm 6 started, O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger. Mm-hmm. And is supposed to have been written to serve as a prayer for anyone suffering from sickness or distress.
Got it.
So this one kind of echoes that a little bit.
Sure.
The psalm itself is not a prayer of repentance, but a confession of sin as it is consummated.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So he's sinning.
Got it.
And he's sorry.
Yeah.
I guess.
I just don't get it.
I don't either. But I think you do.
I mean,
is the thing.
Right, but okay.
Now here's the thing. Some manuscripts continue this psalm with Psalm 33.
Oh.
So under normal circumstances, I might have read them both kind of together.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I didn't want to.
You didn't want to.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, this might be a continuance that we're about to read.
Hypothetically.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
It didn't really feel like it to me.
Okay. So you chose not to.
Yeah. You tell me what you think.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Psalm 33. And there is no superscription. So maybe it is a continuation. Who knows? Sing joyfully to the Lord, you righteous. It is fitting for the upright to praise him. Praise the Lord with the harp. Make music to him on the 10-string lyre. Sing to him a new song. Play skillfully and shout for joy. Sing him a song, he's the lyre man. For the word of the Lord is right and true. He is faithful in all he does. The Lord loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of his unfailing love. See, it doesn't feel like a continuation.
No, it doesn't really.
It's an entirely different mood.
I mean, you could get through. So, like, this could be them offering praise after the forgiveness they were given in the first one, I guess. But it doesn't feel the same.
It might be a part 2, but I wouldn't call it continuation.
Right.
Like it's a different
definitely different
mood.
feeling to it.
Yeah. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, their starry host by the breath of his mouth. He gathers the waters of the sea into jars. He puts the deep into storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let the people of the world revere him. For he spoke and it came to be. He commanded and it stood firm. The Lord foils the plans of the nations. He thwarts the purposes of the peoples. But the plans of the Lord stand firm forever. The purposes of his heart through all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance. From heaven the Lord looks down and sees all mankind. From his dwelling place he watches all who live on earth. He who forms the hearts of all, who considers everything they do. See, again, it's just an entirely different structure. The mood, the tone, the subject matter, it doesn't feel like a continuation.
No, it doesn't.
So I think I made the right choice to separate the two.
Right.
No king is saved by the size of his army. No warrior escapes by his great strength. A horse is a vain hope for deliverance. Despite all its great strength, it cannot save him. But the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, on those whose hope is in his unfailing love, to deliver them from death and to keep them alive in famine. Keep them alive in famine.
Right. Well, I mean, by sending them, I guess, he sent stuff one time.
The load of pheasants.
Well, no, I mean, he sent manna to the Israelites, to keep them from starving to death.
He also buried them in
but that
birds.
was to, hurt them. So,
right. Here's your fucking meat, assholes.
Right.
Yeah. We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. In him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in his holy name. May your unfailing love rest upon us, O Lord, even as we put our hope in you.
Okay. I find it odd that the Lord looks favorably upon those who fear him.
Yeah.
I can never get over the word fear.
Right.
Has to be part of what the Lord wants.
Right.
And I'm like, why would... I don't want people... okay, let's say I'm a boss working somewhere, right?
Right.
I don't want my people to fear me. I want them to respect me.
I think a lot of people don't understand the difference between fear and respect. And I think that you can see that in a lot of people's parenting styles.
Right.
Like my parents ruled with an iron fist. They wanted our quote unquote respect, but they wanted that via fear tactics.
Sure.
And I had to unlearn that because I too do not want people to obey me and fear me. Like, I think that's why I try to over explain myself, because I always think, I don't want to force you. I want you to truly see where I'm coming from and
respect
validate
the reasoning as to how I got there.
Exactly. Follow my logic and be on my team enthusiastically.
Well, and more than that, I think part of being a respected leader is leading by example. You know, like I've been a manager a lot of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And a large part of how I've managed people has been to lead by example. I'm going to be right there with you doing this. I'm going to show you how this is done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting you to do something that I wouldn't do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people that lead from fear to me are not worth respect.
No,
I feel like they're not willing to get down with the people that are doing the work and do the work with them. Like,
right.
Even just to show them.
Right.
You know, like it's...
Or even to try to see what it's like if they didn't start from the bottom, but others did beneath them.
Right.
Like, it behooves you, even if you don't have to because you didn't start at the bottom, it behooves you to work with the people who did start at the bottom so that you can empathize and see where they came from. It alters your perspective.
Right.
It's just a better way to be a person. The better person you are, the more effective a leader you can be.
Yeah, honestly, God sounds like he's some kid who got an inheritance from his dad and leads from fear because he knows no other way.
Exactly.
You know, because he's got no actual skills.
Right.
He just, was like, fear me, bitches.
I have magic. What do you have? Like, my dad's bigger than yours. Like, yeah, no shit. Your dad lives in the fucking sky.
Right.
You know, that there's no contest. You win. You're the biggest. Your dick is the strongest. Like, what do you want me to say?
Right.
But that's not respect. That's
fear.
Yeah. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a praise to the creator and preserver. And it starts out, rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some manuscripts, as I said, join the Psalm of Praise with Psalm 32.
Right.
I didn't get that feeling, so I kept them separate.
Okay.
Scholars suggested this one dates back to the time of the Maccabees, which would be about 2nd century BC.
And that's a book, I think, in the Catholic Bible that we aren't currently, that we don't cover, I believe.
That is correct. It is not in this Bible, but I do want to read it before we get to the New Testament. And actually, I'm kind of glad that you said that, because it reminded me that there are several books that we do want to read, referred to as the Apocrypha, that used to be in old Bibles, in old King James Version Bibles even.
Huh.
It used to be a section between the Old Testament and the New Testament called the Apocrypha.
Okay.
And Apocrypha did not necessarily mean not canon. It meant we can't verify these sources hardcore, so they're for church reading of church leaders to study this and read this stuff. It's not for the average person.
Oh.
So it's still something that churches used to consider important reading.
So wait, we can verify the Moses story?
We can verify the tales that were told from the Moses story.
We can verify Job?
No.
I'm just what does verify mean?
Okay, let me step back a pace. What I mean is not that we can verify who the author is.
Okay.
We can verify that these were pieces that were written about by many authors, that were referenced by many other people.
Okay.
So we can...
Some have more of a tradition than others, I guess,
exactly,
is what you might say.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. There's a piece that... there's two in particular that used to be in the Apocrypha. One was an addition to the book of Esther, and you can tell that it was written by a different author than the earlier parts of Esther, because it had more drama and had her pass out and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So
there's all that threshing floor, partying.
Something like that. And then there's also a couple of extra pieces of the book of Daniel that we haven't got to yet.
Okay.
Where he fights with a dragon or proves his intellect by having a dragon eat so much that the dragon's head explodes or something.
Oh, wow.
And the reason that is not kept in the average Bible is because those parts of the story, it's not the fact that there's a dragon.
I mean,
that's not what kept it out of the Bible.
Okay.
Those parts of the story do not reflect him getting his wisdom from God and being gratitude or having gratitude towards God for helping him in these situations. They reflect more on his wisdom and his ability to outsmart people.
Got it.
And they felt like that must clearly have either been written by somebody else or was just not quote unquote important enough. So
there just wasn't enough gratitude towards God.
Mostly.
Essentially.
Yeah. So Esther and Daniel are two parts of the Apocrypha where those are just additions to stories that we will have read by the time we get there. But there are, I want to say like 6 books total that used to actually be included. And 1st and 2nd Maccabees is part of that.
Okay.
So I do want to read those before we move on to the New Testament, but we'll have to find some decent sources.
Yeah.
At that point.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
All right. So that was Psalms chapters 31 through 33.
Correct.
And tomorrow we will be back with
Psalms 34, 35, and 36.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Sure as fuck will. Husband!
Wife!
Where the fuck are we? What are we doing? What's that?
I'm in my dining room, and we're, I think, reading a book.
We are.
We're reading a book?
What book are we reading?
I'm pretty sure it's the Bible.
It is the Bible.
Are we still in Psalms?
Fuck. We are. We're still in Psalms.
Okay.
Last night.
Yeah.
We did Psalms 31, 32, and 33.
Yeah.
And
there was
today,
some stuff said.
There was some stuff said.
Yep.
They psalmed.
They did some things.
They psalmed. Psalming right along.
Yeah.
And today we're getting into Psalms 34, 35, and 36.
Okay.
And that is a thing that is happening.
Right now, even.
So, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. All right. We are here starting with Psalm 34.
Okay.
Of David. When he pretended to be insane before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he left.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a few notes on that one.
Right?
So, yeah. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. My soul will boast in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me.
I shot the sheriff.
I was going to say that, and that's why I paused, because I was like, nah, you'll get mad. I sought the Lord, and you shot the sheriff.
I mean, it seemed to like, I don't know, yeah. It's like it needed to be there.
I shot the Lord. Wait, no.
Right. Yeah.
He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. Because Cain killed Abel, and he was still wanting to be with God, and his face wasn't covered with shame, and his face wasn't radiant.
Right.
Also,
you seemed so offended that the Bible was, incorrect. And I'm like, how long have we been reading this now?
Well, also because they say that people who are pregnant, they glow and they're radiant, but
yeah.
You're telling me every single pregnant person is with Christ? I don't think so. I do not think so. Many of them.
I don't know. There was parts
princes.
In here where they were like, God helps impregnate people. So
well, that's true. That is true.
So maybe.
This poor man called, and the Lord heard him. He saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them.
There's that fear again.
Mm-hmm. Taste and see. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Mm. Yum.
That's what you go to communion for, right?
Taste and see. I'm cooking dinner in the crock pot.
Is that really what it says?
It says taste and see that the Lord is good.
Interesting.
Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you and his saints. For those who fear him lack nothing.
Fear, fear.
Fear, fear. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. That's not true. I know lots of poor people.
I mean, God starved them and like almost the Israelites when they were walking through the desert. Like all they had to eat was fucking manna. They were like, God, we're fucking starving, man.
Okay, what about Moses' own fucking sister?
Right.
He afflicted her with fucking leprosy just for questioning Moses, and she was never allowed to speak ever again.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Yeah. And she was beloved.
Right.
So, I'm sorry, but fuck off.
Yeah.
Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Fear.
Fear.
Fear. Fear. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. Damn.
Like he was supposed to cut off the memory of the giants.
Yes.
Who didn't quite disappear.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. What was?
Yeah. Aga Bashan.
Og of Bashan.
Yeah.
Not Aga.
Og of Bashan.
Okay, but there was also the Amalekites of Amak.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there was other giants.
He was one of those giants.
Right.
Yeah. We were supposed to forget his name.
Of Bashan.
Yeah. We were supposed to forget all those guys.
I know, but they kept talking about him.
Yeah. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. A righteous man may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken.
So you never, if you believe in the Lord, apparently you never get a broken bone. So if you've had a broken bone, God doesn't like you.
You weren't a true believer. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. It's right here in the Bible.
Right, yeah. If you broke your bone, God thinks you're shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I broke my bone, so, that makes sense. Because, I'm not a believer.
Right.
But my sister broke a bone, and she is a believer.
I'm trying to think if I've never broken a bone.
No?
Never. I literally have not broken. I've sprained stuff. I've done things like, hurt myself pretty bad, but I've never broken a bone I'm aware of.
My foot is broken.
I might have broke my tailbone once.
I've had broken ribs. I've had a broken wrist. I've had a broken spirit.
So I got to tell you the story of the broken tailbone, though.
Okay.
So this was when I remember it was 6th grade. We had this trip we had to go on, and they had to make us go through this hike, and we had to wade across a river. And we're getting into the river to wade across it, and I'm like, I'm going to jump in because I'm stupid and I'm in 6th grade.
Oh, my God.
I jumped in and landed on a goddamn rock.
I bet you did.
Oh, fuck. I still had miles to go, too.
Did
that was
you
a
cry?
painful day. I mean,
I would have cried.
No, I sucked it up because, there's kids around, so.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was painful as fuck,
though. You were
though.
still at an age when you had to worry about your man card and all that.
Yeah.
I'm so
Can't
sorry.
cry in middle school? Jesus.
No, you can't.
You get fucking murdered or something.
Don't give me something to cry about, you dumb kid. So I also had a problem with my butt bone. There was a kid that was going around, also in 6th grade, pulling the chair out from under people before they sat.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my best friend, Dina Miller. Fucking bitch. Yeah, she pulled it out from under me, and I landed right on my tailbone, and I couldn't breathe for a minute. Have you ever
had the wind knocked out of you?
Yeah.
Sure.
And so I was going, and she thought I was being dramatic.
Right.
And finally I got my breath, and I started crying because it hurt so bad, and I've had back issues ever since.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Fucking Dina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's finish this one up. It's almost done.
Sorry.
Yeah. None of them will be broken. Your bones will always be good.
Yeah.
Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord redeems his servants. No one will be condemned who takes refuge in him.
Does it say evil will slay the wicked?
Evil will slay the wicked.
So who slays the evil?
God. So God is evil. What? Ergo. I mean, I'm just doing the maths here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I know? All right. So Psalm 34 notes.
Okay.
It is a praise for deliverance from troubles and starts out, I will bless the Lord at all times. Psalm 34 takes place when David was living with the Philistines.
Okay.
But the account of this event in 1 Samuel chapter 21.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I forgot how to actually say these things because we haven't been in them for a while.
Right.
So 1 Samuel chapter 21 refers to the king as Ashish, not Abimelech.
Okay.
But remember, we covered this at the time too. Abimelech was his title and Ashish was his actual name.
Got it.
Remember that?
Yeah, kind of.
Vaguely, yeah. So this psalm is an acrostic poem in the Hebrew alphabet.
Okay.
So
again, the alphabet.
Again, yeah. And belongs to a series of songs of thanksgiving. Yay, thank you. You're awesome. I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
Psalm 34 is an acrostic of confidence, as is Psalm 25, with which it shares many similarities.
Okay.
Psalm 25 began, Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul, and is thought to be a prayer for guidance, pardon, and protection. So that makes sense.
Sure.
Psalm 34 is the first psalm which describes angels as guardians of the righteous. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
Guardians of the righteous.
Guardian angels.
Yeah. Guardian angel. Yeah. So that was Psalm 34. Now we move on to Psalm 35.
Okay.
I've decided that when I'm actually reading them, they're psalms. But when I'm talking about them or making fun of them, they're psalms.
Is that what you decided?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I put that into practice.
We've had comments both ways. Some people like the psalms.
Yeah.
Some people hate the psalms.
Right.
So.
But I've
you're
decided
splitting it down?
I'm splitting it down the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
When it's my commentary, I get to say it how I like. But I will refer to it as a psalm when I'm titling
reading
it.
Yeah. Okay.
So Psalm 35.
All right.
Guess what?
What?
Of David. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Okay. Take care of those bitches.
Get them.
Get them. Fight against those who fight against me. Take up shield and buckler. Arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. Help! May those who seek my life be disgraced and put to shame. May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. This is again with the, cut them up, do bad to them, get them.
Yeah.
I can't be down with all that violence.
No, it's a lot of violence.
Hatefulness.
Yeah.
Just hateful. May they be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net for me without cause, and without cause dug a pit for me, may ruin overtake them by surprise. May they... What?
I was going to say, it's easy to say they don't have cause when you're the person saying it. Obviously, to you, they don't have cause.
I would like to hear their side.
I want to hear their side, yeah.
Maybe you came into their house and stole their shit and took their women's and got their gold. And
just because God told you to do it doesn't make it right.
Yeah. May ruin overtake them by surprise. May the net they hid entangle them. May they fall into the pit to their ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. That's just so mean.
You're going to delight in it.
Yeah, that's Schadenfreude, and that's bad.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's...
I have Schadenfreude sometimes,
but
I'm aware of it as a not nice thing.
Right, it's not a good trait to talk about. Like, you don't be like, oh, I was so happy about this shit because...
No, you say it like to your spouse in your car when nobody else is listening, and you say, this is just between us because I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I am so glad that XYZ happened to that bad person who had it coming.
Right.
But it's mean to think that, so I'll never say it out loud.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, like when bad things happen to Trump.
I mean, that's the easiest example on the planet.
I always say the Schadenfreude is real.
Right.
Because it is. But that doesn't make me a good person.
Sure.
Like, I'm not nice. I also don't regret saying it and doing it because he is a horrible human being. But that doesn't make him better than me, and that doesn't make me better than him. Like, I'm still
right
being not nice.
Right.
That's literally why it's called Schadenfreude.
Right.
So, anyways, whatever. Anyway. Then my soul will rejoice and delight in his salvation, blah, 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 blah. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, O Lord? You rescue the poor from those too strong for them, the poor and needy from those who rob them. Is that what you do?
I've never heard a single story about that I can recall.
I did, but his name was Robin Hood.
I meant with regard to the Bible and God.
Yeah, no, never. Ruthless witnesses come forward. They question me on things I know nothing about. They repay me evil for good and leave my soul forlorn. Yet when they were ill, I put on sackcloth and humbled myself with fasting. When my prayers returned to me unanswered, I went about mourning as though for my friend or brother. I bowed my head in grief as though weeping for my mother. But when I stumbled, they gathered in glee. Attackers gathered against me when I was unaware.
When God did retribution on, like, what do you expect?
No. He's saying, okay, so first of all, they fell ill.
Uh-huh.
And then I prayed for them because I was like, oh no.
Okay.
That's sad. I hope they feel better.
Okay.
But then when I got sick, they didn't pray for me. They were fucking mean asses. So now I hope they fall into a fucking pit. That's what he's saying.
And he's going to rejoice in it, though.
And I'm going to be happy about it.
The same way.
Yeah.
So that's bullshit.
Well, he's like, they didn't pray for me even though I prayed for them, so I hope they die and I'll be happy.
Right, but you can't do it with an expectation of a result.
It's love without strings attached.
Exactly.
And he had strings. So let me guess, you were doing it for the wrong fucking reason.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Intentions matter,
it's
asshole.
Bullshit.
Yeah. If you're gonna, like, pray for somebody, don't do it hoping that they pray for you too.
Right.
That's tit for tat. And, you're basically praying, you're pre-praying.
You're not giving anything. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're literally doing it with the hope that they do the same.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then you're going to want to take it back and, like, takesy backsies.
It's kind of like you are always the one that your family calls to help them move and to carry heavy stuff and blah, blah, blah. And, not everybody shows up to help us, and that's okay. You're still always going to be the one that they call, and you're always going to do it because that's who you are, and you're a good guy.
Right. And
same on my side. If the answer, if I can do it, the answer is yes, and I do it without expectation. Actually, I would go so far as I do it with the expectation that the favor likely won't be returned. But right. I'm not doing it for the return favor. I'm doing it because I want to be known as a person who does good things from the bottom of my heart. Like, that's who I am. And that's who you are. Mm-hmm. We're just nice people. God damn it.
Right.
Okay. Anyway. They slander me without ceasing. Like the ungodly, they maliciously mocked. They gnashed their teeth at me. Oh, Lord, how long will you look on? Rescue my life from their ravages. My precious life from these lions. I will give you thanks in the great assembly. Among throngs of people, I will praise you.
Okay.
Let not those who gloat over me, who are my enemies without cause, let not those who hate me without reason maliciously wink the eye. They do.
Maliciously wink the eye.
Yeah.
Wow. That's funny.
I maliciously wink my eye.
I'm just imagining it. Like, it's so fun.
Wow, if winks could kill. Maybe they meant the poop hole eye. Like, I maliciously wink my eye.
No, I don't
no,
think so.
Not that eye?
I don't think so.
Third eye brown?
No.
Third eye blind?
No.
No? Okay. Let not those who hate me without reason maliciously wink the eye. They do not speak peaceably, but devise false accusations, those liars, against those who live quietly in the land. You don't sound quiet, sir. You don't. Like, you wrote a whole goddamn page worth of, I hate those fuckers. They gape at me and say, aha, with our own eyes, we have seen it. Oh, Lord, you have seen this. Be not silent. Do not be far from me, O Lord. Awake and rise to my defense. Contend for me, my God and Lord. Vindicate me in your righteousness, O Lord, my God. Do not let them gloat over me. Do not let them think, aha, just what we wanted, or say, we have swallowed him up. May all who gloat over my distress be put to shame and confusion, even though I'm going to gloat over their distress.
Once they,
Yeah. May all who exalt themselves over me be clothed with shame and disgrace. This is not nice.
It's not.
May those who delight in my vindication shout for joy and gladness. May they always say, the Lord be exalted, who delights in the well-being of his servant. My tongue will speak of your righteousness and of your praises all day long. But you're not, though. You're not speaking of God's righteousness. You're talking about how you hope that God gets revenge on people for you, on your behalf.
Right.
That's weak. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're a lame-o. I don't like you, sir. All right. Psalm 35 notes.
Yeah.
A prayer for rescue from enemies. All those enemies, they're out to get you.
Yeah.
It starts out, plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive me. So relentless enemies are seeking the psalmist's life. Their hostility is groundless and malicious, and it's aggravated also by their ingratitude. So the psalmist appeals to God to do him justice and deliver him.
Again, we're taking this guy's word for it, that it's groundless.
Yes. Each of these points is illustrated by the narrative of David's persecution by Saul in the first book of Samuel. But it's not against Samuel himself that the psalm is directed, but against the men who fomented his insane jealousy. So he wasn't singing, or he wasn't asking God, get Saul. He's asking God to get all those guys who follow Saul.
Got it. Yeah.
And this is the first prayer when the American...
Hold on, though. I have to go back to this because Saul actually threw a spear at David twice. Don't you remember that?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Remember, David used to be Saul's harpist or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
And his migraine counselor.
Yeah. And Saul decided to chuck a spear at him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it doesn't sound like it was other guys. To the way it read to me, Saul was just fucking nutty.
Yeah.
So
Saul was insane.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. But remember, he was considered good because he, quote unquote, never acted on Saul. He never attacked Saul. He treated Saul respectfully, even further on. He never stole the throne from him or nothing.
Initially, though, Saul was on the good side of God, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. The whole thing, the whole story bothered me. But whatever.
It's kind of like the Game of Thrones, they all start out okay and then they get nutty at the end.
Yeah.
So the first prayer when the American First Continental Congress met in early September 1774, that first prayer they did was taken from Psalm 35, verse 1.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's some history for you.
Okay.
For your little ear holes.
Right.
Yep. And that's all the notes I got.
Okay. So now we're moving on to the last one.
The last one today, which is Psalm 36.
Okay.
For the director of music of
David.
Of David, the servant of the Lord. I messed that up because there was too many words and I looked away thinking I had it.
Well, and I interrupted you in the middle of it.
You did,
so.
fucker.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
An oracle is within my heart.
Wait, an oracle? I didn't think
That's
God liked
evil.
oracles.
God does not like an oracle.
Would you stone oracles?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
We should go stone David right now.
I guess.
Concerning the sinfulness of the wicked, there is no fear of God before his eyes, for in his own eyes he flatters himself too much to detect or hate his sin. The words of his mouth are wicked and deceitful. He has ceased to be wise and to do good. Even on his bed he plots evil. He commits himself to a sinful course, and does not reject what is wrong.
Okay.
He's bad.
Okay.
He's all bad, no good.
Right.
Your love, O Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains, your justice like the great deep. O Lord, you preserve both man and beast. I'm going to get back to that in a minute, so remember that line.
Okay. Yeah.
O Lord, you preserve both man and beast. How priceless is your unfailing love, both high and low among men. Find refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house. You give them drink from your river of delights, for with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Continue your love to those who know you, your righteousness to the upright in heart. May the foot of the proud not come against me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. See how the evildoers lie fallen, thrown down, not able to rise.
Okay.
The end. All right. Psalm 36 notes.
Okay.
This one is the steadfast love of God, even though it was all about evil people.
Mm-hmm.
Starts out, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart. Okay?
Okay.
Now, remember in verse 6 when I said hang on to that note? You save man and beast?
Sure.
The juxtaposition of man and animal in that verse has been subject to various interpretations. So the Talmud says that beast refers to people who are wise and understanding, but make themselves simple like a dumb beast.
Okay.
Okay. The Midrash, which again are writings about the Torah, interprets this verse as meaning that God saves man in the merit of the animals.
Okay.
Okay. Jewish ethicists see the verse as endorsing animal welfare and animal rights.
Okay.
And St. Augustine suggested that this verse proves that animals also receive salvation.
Oh.
I'm here for that.
Dogs do go to heaven.
Dogs go to heaven and elephants have souls.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm down for those last two interpretations.
If there is a heaven, they deserve to go too.
Duh.
There's not. But I mean, if there were,
The fact that animals many animals, like elephants, for example, can mourn death.
Yeah.
And have like their own variations of death rituals.
Yeah.
And the fact that mom whales mourn the loss of their child.
Yeah.
Like, no, totally they have souls. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They have personalities. Just miss me with that shit,
Right.
So verse 9 says, in thy light shall we see light. And that is the motto of Columbia University and appears on its university seal and was adopted in 1755. Many other colleges take their mottos from various lines in that.
Sure.
This.
Because God and stuff and whatever.
God is stuff.
Right.
In thy light shall we see light. And in Latin that reads, in lumine tuo videbimus lumen.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's all you got?
That's all my psalm notes.
All right. So that was Psalms chapters 34 through 36.
Yep.
And tomorrow we will be back with
Psalms 37, 38, and 39.
All right. We'll see you guys then. Oh, one more thing we should mention. Those are going to be, so we are doing a weekly live podcast on Discord for everybody. You don't even have to be a Discord member to join us on this one. You just have to click the link and reserve a spot. So look out in our show notes on Twitter, on Facebook, because tomorrow at some point I will have links to all those things. And we will be doing our live podcast tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Well, by the time you listen to this, it'll be tomorrow. Today. It'll be tonight.
Sorry, today. Tuesdays. Basically, Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Is what our ongoing live podcast will be for everybody. So stay tuned. Come see us. Hang out. Whatever you want to do. Chat with us. Yeah. We really like it. It's fun. Great. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Yep. Bye. Husband! Wife! Do you not remember where we are? Not a clue. We're in Psalms. I mean, I knew we're in Psalms. That's where we are. We're doing those psalmy things. And a psalm for you, and a psalm for you, and everybody gets a psalm. Here's a psalm, there's a psalm, everywhere a psalm. Yeah. So, before we get into anything, I do want to start with something here. A shout out? Yeah, we have a shout out. We have a new patron. And their name is Trisha L.
Trisha L. Thank you.
Yeah. And they have apparently blasted through our podcast from, like, they said they started in March and they just got done with Job. I'm like, holy
crazy.
Shit.
I could not have listened to us that much of us in 2 months.
That is kind of unreal.
That is crazy.
And
Trisha, you are something else.
I've got to say, I kind of feel guilty because I think I failed to respond to like an email or something, or someone. I don't know. I didn't follow up with like a response. And then they signed up for Patreon to track us down, I think.
Oh my gosh.
To
you should feel
talk to
horrible.
us. I do.
You should.
Except for that I forward all the emails to you.
Oh, damn. That makes me the bad guy.
Right. Yeah.
I'm the bad guy.
But anyway,
Duh.
Thank you, Trisha. It is amazing. We love getting new patrons. We look forward to talking with you.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to reach out.
Definitely.
And, I'm sorry that we didn't respond before you started paying us, but we are very, very grateful that you are signed up as a patron. It does definitely help us out immensely. So
much appreciation.
And if anybody else wants to help us out, where you go is patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse. We have plans starting from as little as $2 a month, and all of our plans now have a free trial period. So you can try it out, see if it's for you. And if not, I guess you can cancel. We don't want you to, but you could.
You could, but you don't have to. You could stick around.
Right.
Be like Trisha, who's the bee's knees.
Right, yeah. So thank you again, Trisha. And
L.
And
none of them other Trishas.
You ready to get on with what are we doing today?
Oh, we're still in Psalms.
We're in Psalms, and we're
doing 37, 38, and 39.
Okay, let's go do this.
Alrighty then. Okay, let us read the Psalms.
The Psalms.
Okay. Psalm 37.
All right.
It is of David.
Of course it's of David.
It's of David.
Yeah.
Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die away.
Unless it's evergreen.
Then they'll come back.
They're still green, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, evergreen stays
evergreen. No, evergreen stays evergreen.
Right, yeah.
I was thinking of what are those perennials? They come back every year? Or annuals come back every year? I think
it's the perennials.
Perennials?
I'm pretty sure.
Like fucking tulips.
Yeah. I'm not a big plant person. But
I'm not either.
I don't know why we're trying to talk about plants right now. But
because the Bible is telling us to.
But I went to evergreen, and then I was done. That was it. That's all I had.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Okay, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.
Ooh.
I got some desires in my heart.
But the question is he going to judge those desires before he gives them to you? Or is it just any desire?
Is he just going to be like, here goes some nudity and ice cream?
If you trust in the Lord, you get your desires?
Chocolate. Like bottles of wine for a year.
Sounds like a good deal, actually.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll do it. Sign me up. Sign me up.
That's all I got to do.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I want my desires.
Right. I'll trust you, man.
Like, if you get 3 wishes, on the 3rd wish, you ask for 100 more wishes.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Yeah, that's the way my desires work.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn. Like dish soap. So shiny, that dawn.
Yeah.
The justice of your cause like the noonday sun. This is so poetic. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Yeah, don't worry about that shit.
Why do we gotta wait? I thought we just had to trust in them.
Yeah, but you gotta wait.
Well, that's bullshit.
Have patience.
I don't want to wait.
Have patience.
I want my desires.
Have patience.
Fuck.
You are too demandy.
Fucking bullshit.
Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Unlike God. Be better than God.
Right. Yeah.
Be better than God. Do not fret. It leads only to evil. Just ask God. He knows.
He knows all about that evil shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he is an evil fuck.
He really is.
For evil men will be cut off, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's that whole meek shall inherit the earth thing that I keep hearing about.
I mean,
you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know about that thing.
Okay. A little while, and the wicked will be no more. It's been a few thousand years. I gotta know what they mean by a little while.
Yeah, it's been more than a little while.
Your little is not the same thing as my little.
No.
It's like if my dad used to say, like when we were kids, bring me a couple Oreos, he meant a sleeve, a row. He did not mean a literal couple too.
Right.
For him, a couple is just the whole thing.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
And if he said a few, that probably meant like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And if he said some, that was probably like half a row.
Okay.
But a couple was the whole row.
That's weird, because a couple should have been less.
It should have been, right?
Right.
It was very confusing. So we would go to other people's houses and they would be like a couple, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, wait, is it 2 couple or like a lot couple? And they would be like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
And I would just have to be like, you don't know.
Right, yeah.
You just don't know. I'm trying to understand your language.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
English is not my first language.
Everybody has house
clearly.
rules, you know?
House rules, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of house rules, when you played Monopoly, did you put money in the middle of the board?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Was it like the taxes and stuff?
Yeah.
And then did you put, like if you had to pay to get out of jail or some shit like that, did that go in the middle?
That goes in the middle, yeah.
And then if you land on whatever that thing is.
Land on the free parking?
Yeah, free parking.
Yeah.
That's the one. Then you get what's in the middle, right?
Right, yeah.
Did you know that was not actually in the rules?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. So one time I played with somebody and they were playing by the rules. And I didn't know it wasn't in the rules. Because I thought everybody knows that you put the taxes in the middle.
Right.
And when you land on free parking, you get that money. And they were like, the fuck are you talking about? And that's why house rules are bullshit. And everybody should read the fucking rules that come with the game.
Right.
The end.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem with house rules as long as you recognize they're house rules.
But I didn't know what house rules meant because everybody I knew played the way I played.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that you put the taxes in the middle and if you land on free parking, you get that shit. Right. That's not house rules. That's somebody wrote the rules wrong. I mean, right? Like, where did that come from? It had to come from somewhere.
Somebody thought it'd be fun.
Who?
It's like playing the lottery.
One person and it's spread across America?
Yeah, why not?
I call bullshit on that.
I mean, I don't, we should look into the origin of that, you know?
All you're going to find is that we have fucked up Monopoly the way we have fucked up everything else and took the wrong lesson.
Have you ever heard the story of Monopoly?
Yeah, that she was like teaching economics to her class or some shit. And it was supposed to be a lesson in how capitalism is bad and monopolies are horrible. And instead we were like, that sounds fun. And Parker Brothers took it and sold it as a game. And now we just have so much fun.
Yeah, the capitalist game company stole it from the other person.
Yeah.
And fucked them over. It's like, yep, there we go.
And there it is. Boom. Yeah. It's such bullshit. So do you really think you're going to find, like, why did the house rules not make it into the rules?
Maybe there's a lot of interest in Monopoly, you know? Like, there's a lot of people that talk about it.
I am curious, though.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, house rules. Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So wait a little while. Be patient, asshole.
Yeah. And
the wicked will be no more. Though you look for them, they will not be found. But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace. A little while. That's where we were. A little while.
Yeah.
Because they're saying 1,000, a couple thousand, several thousand years is just a little while.
It's a little
just
while.
Wait.
Yeah.
Have patience.
I mean, in the grand scheme of the universe.
Okay, but if you're telling me, be patient and you'll see it. No, I'll die.
Right. Unless you're going with a creationist perspective, then it's been a large chunk of time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's just dumb.
So it seems to be counterintuitive.
That's unscientific. I can't with that shit.
Right.
The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them. Gnash your teeth at me. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that means, if I'm being honest. Like, how do you gnash? Like, okay, when I'm frustrated, I do gnash my teeth. And, like, I also gnash my teeth in my sleep. But how do you gnash your teeth at somebody?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I don't get that. That's not scary. That just looks silly. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, as did I just then. For he knows their day's coming. Someday. Some days.
I mean, he could make it any day.
It's a-coming.
If he's the Lord, he can make it any day.
He could, couldn't he?
Yeah.
The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow. Bend the bow. Yeah. To bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken.
Sound like some defective swords and bows.
It really does. How do you point it at somebody and instead it breaks and bends backwards?
I think I take that back. That's for a refund.
I got my receipt right here, bitch. Better, you know what? I keep saying bitch a lot because we watched Bullet Train again last night.
Yeah.
And I just keep what was her name? The one chick. And she called everybody bitch.
I don't know.
Her part was really small. She was like, she had the poison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what was her name? It was like Rooster or something like that.
No idea.
I don't remember. Anyway, she called everybody bitch.
Okay.
She said bitch at the end of every sentence.
Right.
And so that's stuck in my brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Better the little that the... Wait, hold on. What? That sentence does not make sense. Mm-hmm. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. You know what? I would like to test that theory.
Yeah?
Yeah, give me the riches. I'll tell you if it works. Yeah. The days of the blameless are known to the Lord, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster, they will not wither. In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. But the wicked will perish. The Lord's enemy, as do we all.
Technically, the other people will perish as well.
We all will perish.
Yeah.
So that's
they even have time frames written into the Bible. You can't live past, 120 years?
Yeah, except sometimes.
Right.
It's just, that doesn't that's no comfort. They'll die someday. Yeah. But maybe not before me.
Right.
So, nope, still feel like shit.
Yeah.
The Lord's enemies will be like the beauty of the fields.
Yeah.
Will be like the beauty.
Not the bounty.
Not the bounty. They will vanish like smoke. Mm-hmm. The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those he curses will be cut off.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're saying the same thing over and over again. Right.
Kind of like the whole Bible and how it's repetitious and repetitive.
Oh, it's repetitious as fuck.
And repetitive.
Yeah.
And it repeats
That's
itself.
The same thing we're saying the same thing.
Oh, are we?
We're repeating it.
We're saying it the same way over and over again? Yeah. If the Lord delights in a man's way, he makes his steps firm. Though he stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. That's why I keep tripping all the time. That's why I broke my damn foot.
Why is that? Because the Lord's not holding your ass up?
He ain't holding my ass up.
Okay.
I was young, and now, you know what? My best friend's mom just fell down the stairs a couple days ago.
Got it.
Yeah. And her leg's all banged up. It looks bad. She's okay, but her leg is fucked up.
Right.
Yeah. And she is the nicest woman I know, so fuck him for not holding her up.
Yeah, right?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I was young, and now I am old. That tracks.
Well, yeah, I mean, that happens.
Yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging bread. They are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be blessed. That's some bullshit right there. That's false.
You get to give all your stuff away and then your children will be blessed? Is that the way it works?
I don't know.
You don't get your desires though. I'm feeling like the desires.
I think he lied.
It was like a teaser to get you into this. Mm-hmm. And they're like, not really.
Operators are standing by, except for not really. Turn from evil and do good, then you will dwell in the land forever. For the Lord loves the just, and he will not forsake his faithful ones. Except he does sometimes, though, doesn't he?
Well, definitely with Job.
Mm-hmm. They will be protected forever, but the offspring of the wicked will be cut off. That's a lie.
I think, I hate that. I'm like, what did the offspring do to anybody? Offspring didn't do shit.
Right.
It's not their fucking fault. I don't understand why God punishes
the children,
the progeny.
The bad,
yeah.
Because this is nonsense. This is nonsense.
Right.
That's why.
No, I know.
It's nonsense. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever.
Keep saying that. Yeah.
The mouth of the righteous man utters wisdom, and his tongue speaks what is just. The law of his God is in his heart. His feet do not slip. The wicked lie in wait for the righteous, seeking their very lives. Ooh, they always out trying to kill us.
Yeah.
They're waiting around corners. That's why they got all those guns. Because they're going to get you.
Right.
But the Lord will not leave them in their power or let them be condemned when brought to trial.
Okay.
I'm waiting on Trump, waiting on him to have his.
There's always more coming down the pike with him.
They're slapping him with a RICO.
Yeah.
They're going to get him.
Yeah.
You think they're going to get him?
Nope.
No? I don't know.
They're going to superficially get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he'll still be able to run for president. He'll probably, I mean, you know, given the shit of everything, he'll probably fucking win and then just pardon himself.
Yeah.
So.
It's such nonsense.
Right.
I have heard so many people say if he gets in, he'll never get out and America is dead. Like, literally, I keep hearing people and I'm like, I mean, I'm pretty fucking pessimistic and cynical and jaded. And I do think the system is definitely took a beating and did not keep on ticking. And I do think that, like, yeah, he's going to fuck shit up some more. But do you really think that, like, he'll just stay?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we have fallen that far yet.
Maybe somebody else that's smarter than Trump.
Right. It would have to be somebody smarter than Trump.
The next
go
around.
I mean, if he has somebody working for him that's smarter than him, then
who do you think he's going to tap for VP?
I don't give a fuck.
Really? I'm so curious. I'm so, like, I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm.
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks it's her, and Jesus. I think it's absolutely not her. I think she thinks it's her, and I'm like, oh, honey. Because she wants to be AOC so fucking bad, she could taste it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, but you're not, though. That's cute.
That would be an awful ticket.
That would be hilarious to me. Okay, sorry, nothing. Yes, okay, continuing. Okay, the wicked lie in wait, blah, 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 brought to trial, they'll never be. Wait for the Lord and keep his way. He will exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you will see it. Okay. I have seen a wicked and ruthless man flourishing like a green tree in its native soil. But he soon passed away and was no more. Though I looked for him, he could not be found.
Because he died.
Somebody whacked him and they buried him on the side of the road in a ditch?
I don't know.
Jesus. Consider the blameless. Observe the upright. There is a future for the man of peace. But all sinners will be destroyed. The future of the wicked will be cut off. The salvation of the righteous comes from the Lord. He is their stronghold in time of trouble. The Lord helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them because they take refuge in him. The end.
That was a long one.
That was the longest one today.
Yeah.
The next two are kind of short.
Okay. So all right.
Take pleasure in the shortest.
Take refuge.
Yes, in the short ones.
Yeah.
And
be ever so
peace be with you and shit like that.
Things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Psalm notes.
Yeah, because this is you. Yeah.
Yeah. My notes get to be psalms.
Right.
But when I'm reading them, they're psalms.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
So Psalm 37 notes.
Okay.
This one was called The Insecurity of the Wicked.
Okay. Yeah.
And it starts out, fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? This psalm has the form of an acrostic Hebrew poem.
Of course it does.
Do you know what the acrostic spells out?
The Hebrew alphabet.
It does. How'd you know that? Right?
That's what it always fucking spells out.
It is thought to have been written by David in his adage. That means old age.
Ah. Okay.
So when he's old, he's
was this
like,
when he was in his bed? Remember when he was in his bed,
mm-hmm.
like, you know?
Oh, when he was that?
Wasn't that him?
Was that him or was that Solomon?
That might have been Solomon.
The old man that had to be warmed by virgins.
Yeah.
Virgin teenage girls.
I think you might be right. I can't remember exactly. I'm
sure that was Solomon.
Could have been. Probably was.
Yeah, whatever. Psalm 37 is a response to the question, why do the wicked prosper and the good suffer? AKA, why do good things happen to bad people and why do bad things happen to good people?
Right.
Womp womp. The Psalm's answer is that this situation is only temporary. God will reverse things, rewarding the good and punishing the wicked here on earth.
It's
That's
just
the
that
answer.
They didn't define temporary real well.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Temporary could mean a long time or
clearly
not.
They were like, just have patience. And I'm like, my whole life? No. No. I'm not doing it.
Right.
No. I guess I'm going to hell. Whatever.
Sure.
Okay. all the good people will be there.
Yeah.
I'll be in good company.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Psalm 38.
Okay.
It's a Psalm of David.
Of course.
It's a petition.
A petition, eh?
Kind of like moveon.org. Oh Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath, for your arrows have pierced me and your hand has come down upon me.
Wait, I thought he only did that to the bad people.
No, but I'm afraid, I'm afeared, and you're going to get me, God. Because of your wrath, there is no health in my body. My bones have no soundness because of my sin. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a sinner crying out.
Sinned.
Ouch.
Right.
Ouch. You got me.
Yeah.
My guilt has overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear. I've never felt that guilty. I guess I've never really been that bad.
Right. Yeah.
Either that or I'm just a sociopath and I've done bad and don't know it because I have no regret. I don't know. Do you regret anything?
I mean, not like massively, no.
Like, do you ever walk around going, oh, the guilt of this is too much to bear.
God, no.
I feel shame in my heart.
No, I feel more like you learn from your mistakes and better yourself along the way, you know?
Like, are mistakes, like, when you counted back the wrong change? Or are mistakes when you made a bad choice and did something wrong?
Yeah.
Like, which one do you consider a mistake?
When you did something wrong.
Like, when you did something not nice, right?
Yeah, right.
And you knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, you should be able to learn from that and move ahead, you
right.
know? Like, that should be something that you are able to take in and examine and then, you know, move along.
And be like, oh, I could have done that better. So
right.
If that comes up again, I got it this time.
But I don't think you need to wallow in it. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I know people do, and it's not their fault. They have, you know,
I'm trying to think
mental health issues and things like that. But I mean, ideally, you get to move along and you know, not and learn from it and move about. So
yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what kind of bad thing, like, you'd have to do something so bad to be wallowing in guilt that, like, you probably shouldn't be free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, the amount of guilt that these people seem to have should have them in prison. You know?
Well,
like, what did you do to be, like, going, I'm so bad?
Back in these times, it could have just been, you know, spilling your seed, you know?
Like, oh no, I came.
Right. Yeah.
Damn it.
Those some bad shit. You just spawn some demons. You know?
I'm so sinful.
Right.
So, do you have things that you're, like, guilty about? Like, I don't feel guilty a lot. I guess I'm an asshole.
I'm good.
You're good? I'm good.
I'm
good. We're good. Okay. So, my guilt has not overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear. Okay. My wounds fester and are loathsome because of my sinful folly. I am bowed down and brought very low. All day long I go about mourning. My back is filled with searing pain. There is no health in my body. I am feeble and utterly crushed. I groan in anguish of heart.
I think they just call this old age.
Yeah. Because, my bones hurt, but it ain't from guilt.
Right.
It's because I'm in my late 40s.
Yeah.
All my longings lie open before you, O Lord. My sighing is not hidden from you. My heart pounds, my strength fails me. Even the light has gone from my eyes.
Is there light in people's eyes? And there's not light in your eyes. Is there?
Yeah. Like, if somebody...
It's reflective, though.
No. Like... You can tell if somebody's happy or not. You can tell if they have a light in their eyes.
All right.
I mean, like, when me and you first got together, everybody was like, oh, you guys are so in love. You have light in your eyes. You know?
I feel like it's a general demeanor, not necessarily like there's not like an actual light in your eyes.
Okay, but they say pregnant women glow.
Right. That's hormones.
So, are you saying that people don't glow or have lights in their eyes?
I don't know.
Are they the dead lights of Stephen King's monsters? He called them dead lights. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God. You don't know any of my references ever. Fuck you. Okay, anyways. My sighing is not hidden. My heart pounds. My strength fails me. The light's gone. Okay. My friends and companions avoid me because of my wounds. My neighbors stay far away. That's a good thing. I want my neighbors to stay far away, if I'm being honest. Those who seek my life set their traps. Those who would harm me talk of my ruin. All day long, they fucking plot deception.
I feel like the same word just keep popping up in different psalms all over the fucking place.
Mm-hmm. And there's always somebody waiting around the corner plotting against you.
Right, right.
What did you do
These people are really paranoid.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, either you live in a rough neighborhood and they are, like, demented out to get you.
Right.
Or you're seriously paranoid because who's got time to stalk you like that?
Right.
Like, I couldn't live that life.
Yeah.
Ugh. I am like a deaf man who cannot hear. That is like a deaf man.
I mean, if you can't hear, then you're
like a mute who cannot open his mouth. I mean, a mute can open their mouth. They just can't speak.
Right.
I have become like a man who does not hear. You just said that. Whose mouth can offer no reply. Literally just said that.
Yeah.
I wait for you, O Lord. You will answer, O Lord, my God.
Oh, you will.
You will. For I said, do not let them gloat or exalt themselves over me when my foot slips.
He's telling God what to do here.
He's telling God.
That's
He's
brave.
Like, when I fuck up, you best catch me.
That's brave.
Damn. For I'm about to fall, and my pain is ever with me. I confess my iniquity. I am troubled by my sin. Many are those who are my vigorous enemies. Those who hate me without reason are numerous. Those who repay my good with evil slander me when I pursue what is good. You know, I'm relating to this one right now. O Lord, do not forsake me. Be not far from me, O my God. Come quickly to help me, O Lord, my Savior. The end.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about Psalm 38.
Let's do it.
Okay. Psalm 38 notes the prayer of a suffering penitent.
Okay. Is this one of the penitent prayers?
It is.
Ah.
Good on you. It's one of the 7 penitential psalms.
Okay.
AKA Psalms of Confession.
All right.
Good on you.
I'm paying attention.
You are. Thus far, we've read, of the 7, we've read Psalm 6, Psalm 32, Psalm 37.
Right.
Okay.
So we've done 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to remind you, Psalm 6 starts out, O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger. And this one started out, O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath.
Mm.
And then the one in between, Psalm 32, started, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven. And the focus in that one, Psalm 32, is on the former sins of the psalmist who expresses the joy of being released from great suffering.
Okay.
So it's a different tone than the other two who are like, don't be mad. Don't give me your wrath and your anger and shit like that.
Right,
Okay?
right.
This was possibly written late in David's life. It has often been thought to serve as a biography of sorts for David on his deathbed. Because he's like, I did so much bad.
But it's funny, we didn't find out about all the bad he did until like that last fucking chapter. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, and by the way, David was kind of a shitheel.
Yeah, yeah. And the
chronicler, like, whoa, where did that come from?
The chronicler would have never said none of that.
No.
That chronicler was so in love. He was in love with David.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Ready?
I'm ready.
Psalm 39.
Okay.
Oh. It was in shadows there. I couldn't read it for a minute. The print is so small and you gotta read it in the light.
Right.
For the director of music, for Jeduthun.
Jeduthun, huh?
Hold on a sec. A Psalm of David.
Okay.
Jeduthun is either a person, and this is direction saying, hey, Jeduthun.
Right.
Do your musical thing. Or it's an instrument.
So
and they're saying,
it's either a person or an instrument.
Yeah. So basically, we have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm getting out of it.
So it's either to be played by this instrument or by this person on whatever instrument they're playing.
Got it.
Which may or may not be a Jeduthun.
Sure.
Okay. So I said, I will watch my ways and keep my tongue from sin. I will put a muzzle on my mouth as long as the wicked are in my presence. But when I was silent and still, not even saying anything good, my anguish increased. My heart grew hot within me. Okay. It burned me.
Right.
My heart grew hot within me, and as I meditated, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue.
With with your tongue, huh?
Like a snake. Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting is my life. You have made my days a mere handbreadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. Salah.
Okay.
Now I just went back and was looking like, did I miss any salahs? Because I know last time
right,
I did.
You missed some, yeah.
I didn't this time. Okay. So, Salah. Man is a mere phantom as he goes to and fro. He bustles about, but only in vain. He heaps up wealth, not knowing who will get it. But now, O Lord, what do I look for? My hope is in you. Save me from all my transgressions. Do not make me scorn. Do not make me the scorn of fools. God, sometimes this is hard to read, okay?
Yeah.
By which I mean sometimes I fuck up a lot.
Right.
I was silent. I would not open my mouth, for you are the one who has done this. Remove your scourge from me. I am overcome by the blow of your hand. You rebuke and discipline men for their sin. You consume their wealth like a moth. Each man is but a breath.
I feel like these are
Salah.
I feel like these are things people say when they're like losing everything. They're like, I need to apologize to God because obviously this is God's fault that I'm losing all this stuff, and I need to be really sorry about it now to get it back or to whatever, go to that special heavenly place thing.
Right. Yeah. Totally agree with you. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Listen to my cry for help. Be not deaf to my weeping, for I dwell with you as an alien, a stranger, as all my fathers were. A stranger in a strange land, if you will.
Yeah.
Look away from me, that I may rejoice again before I depart and am no more.
Okay.
The end.
All right. You got to stop slamming that book.
It makes me so happy when I do it. I kind of have to now. I did it last night.
Especially since I said something because you never listened to me.
Right. No, I don't.
Ever.
No, it's true. I love you, babe. Psalm 39 notes.
Okay.
You didn't say you love me too.
I love you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 gold stars.
5 gold stars.
Yeah.
Yep. Hope in the Lord. That's what this one's called.
Okay.
And it started out, I said, I will take heed to my ways that I sin not with my tongue. This psalm is a meditation on the fragility of man before God. According to the Talmud, this is one of the 10 psalms authored by Moses.
What?
Right?
Didn't it specifically say for, like, of David or something?
Well, yeah, but we don't think David wrote it either.
But, okay, but...
the Talmud is a different one.
Why would it say of David when Moses wrote it?
Who knows? What the fuck do I know?
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
They might have a slightly different version of it that doesn't include the little superscript.
Yeah, that's true.
Some scholars see this psalm as saying there's a time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to talk, a time to talk. How's that song go?
I don't know.
A season for this and a season for that?
Yeah, I know which song you're talking about.
But... whatever. You left me flailing, and that was wrong. Okay, while others see it as an inner struggle for David to control his fucking tongue.
Right.
Get your mouth under control, bitch.
Okay.
And that is where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
Okay, so that was some psalms.
There goes some psalms.
They were psalmy.
I'm gonna wash my hands wash those psalms right out of my hair. I don't know why I said wash my hands. I gotta stop. I'm tired. I'm loopy.
All right. So anyway, that was Psalms chapters 37, 38, and 39.
Correct.
And tomorrow we will be back with
Psalms 40 and 41.
Yeah, and
that will finish up the first book of Psalms.
Right.
Of which I think there's 4.
Okay.
Is that what I said? 4, 5?
3.
3?
I thought there was 3.
There's either 3, 4, or 5 books of Psalms.
I think
there's 150 Psalms.
Yeah.
It could be any of those numbers.
I'm pretty sure it was 3, though.
I thought it was 4.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's a number.
It is a number.
Be sure to set your calendar things and your
alarms,
reminders
your alerts,
and things for next Tuesday.
Your Google. Set
at
your Google.
10 p.m. We'll be doing our next live event, which this was a live event.
10 p.m. Eastern.
Meet us on our Discord channel.
Tuesday.
Which we have links all over the fucking place, so you got no excuses.
None.
They're in the show notes. They're on Twitter. They're on Facebook. That's really about it.
They're on Patreon.
They're on Patreon.
You could get on Patreon.
You could get on Patreon, too. Mm-hmm, yeah, they're on there as well.
Tuesday, 10 Eastern.
Yeah. Be there or don't.
Don't be there.
Don't be there.
Right.
But, I mean, do be there.
Do be there. It's a lot more fun.
All right. We need to get off here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you not remember where we are and what we're doing?
As per usual, yes, no, I don't remember shit.
Yes, no, yes, no.
Yes, no.
We are in the book of Psalms.
Yes,
the first
that
one.
I knew.
The first book of Psalms.
Right. I mean, it's all just one book of Psalms that's broken by somebody down into 3 books. That's not officially
it's not 3 books. You were wrong.
4 books?
You were still wrong.
5 books.
5 books.
5 books.
Yeah.
Okay, so, 5 books of Psalms.
What do you want to tell me?
But it's like kind of unofficial, right?
No, it's very official.
Is it like, is it broken down in the Bible?
Yes, look, here we are in the Bible and it says book 2.
Oh shit, it is book 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So what do you want to tell me?
You are right.
And
I'm wrong.
And
yeah, all the good stuff.
The things where I'm pretty, you're ugly, I'm smart, you're stupid.
Right.
You're supposed to say it though.
I know.
You just didn't want to.
I didn't want to.
Okay.
No.
Well, I said it for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Haha.
I appreciate it.
I knew the things.
Before we get into this day's episode, I did want to. I kind of failed to mention somebody that sent us some support. So it was for our drive that we're doing right now, and they sent it through a different method than the fundraiser that we're doing. But I wanted to say thank you to Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
He sent us some money, and that was really nice and helpful. We still are raising money, so those of you who haven't given, please check it out. I know you heard it in the intro, but again, 53555, text it, text SACDIS, SACDIS to that number, and it will give you the instructions on how to help us out with our fundraiser.
And the fundraiser is for?
It's for audio equipment that we need for a live event.
Yes, that is correct.
So that being said, let's go ahead and get on into this. What are we covering today?
Well, yesterday we did Psalms 37, 38, 39.
Okay.
And today we are doing Psalms 40 and 41.
Because it's the end of the book.
Because it's the end of the book, and that finishes off the first book of Psalms.
Got it. All right. Well, let's go get into this.
Okie dokie. Okay, we are reading Psalm 40.
Okay.
I had to sing a little bit.
Did you? Yeah.
I did.
You've had some requests from people to start singing.
Oh, you were not supposed to say that. I'm going to need you to edit this shit out.
Nope.
Yeah, mostly my singing is just silliness and off the cuff and just because it's fun. But if you start doing requests, then that means that there's like prep work involved.
Maybe you could offer, like, if somebody subscribes to like the $50 tier or higher,
oh Lord,
that you will sing a song for them.
I mean, okay, yeah, I would do it then.
You would do it then?
Well, yeah, if somebody's paying us $50 a month, I'll sing every month. But
they only have to do it for 1 month, so it's only $50 for a song. Is that what? Does it have to be like a certain amount of months, or just like 1 month?
No, I would sing to you
for 1 month for $50.
For $50.
Okay, well, we know the price now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're all prostitutes. It's just not our price, right? Isn't that the story?
Like to start a Discord channel for that person and be like, all right, here it is. Here's the song.
Here's your fucking song. Well, it's just that prep for these songs, like, it's a lot of responsibility that you're putting on me because I have to look up the lyrics and I have to sing it aloud once to make sure I understand how it goes. And, you know, it's a lot of responsibility because then there's like some expectation that I might have actually practiced and be good at it.
See, me on the other hand, if somebody wanted me to sing, I'd probably do it for more like $5, and I'd just be like, give me the lyrics and put the music on. Let's go. Let's do this shit.
I don't mind doing it for fun because, like, off the cuff, because then there's an expectation that I'll fail.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I don't mind fucking up because I'm being silly.
Right.
I don't want to fuck up even having brought practice and prep to the table.
Got it.
See the difference?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Psalm 40.
Psalm 40.
Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
For the director of music of David. A psalm. Unlike the other ones. This one's a psalm.
Unlike the other ones?
Yeah. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit.
Ooh, yuck.
Slimy pit. Out of the mud and mire. I like that. The mud and mire. The muck. Muck. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand.
That was nice.
Yeah, he didn't give me a firm place to stand, and that's why I broke my fucking foot. He put a new song in my mouth. What? What? God wants me to sing, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. A hymn of praise to our God. Nope. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust, who does not look to the proud, to those who turn aside to false gods. Many, O Lord my God, are the wonders you have done.
It occurred to me just real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
So that bit where we read about the song and all that stuff, like right here in this psalm, right after we just got done talking about you singing, some people would probably look at that as a sign from God.
I just look at it as, I hate it when funny things happen like that.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, that is one of those things that some people would attribute to God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
The words were there whether I was talking about singing or not.
Coincidences happen a lot.
Right.
And just because it happened while we were talking about the Bible doesn't make it any less of a coincidence.
Right.
It's still just a coincidence.
It is. Because again, those words of the psalm were in this book, whether or not I was talking about singing.
Right. Also, what's that law where if you're looking for something, you see it more?
Oh, the red car law.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
something
like that.
Yeah.
Right.
The things you planned for us, no one can recount to you. Were I to speak and tell of them, they would be too many to declare. Okay. All them plans.
Yeah.
Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but my ears you have pierced. I pierced my ears when I was 10. I did not burn them. I did burn my hair when I was like 22. But
I don't think that's what they meant by pierce the ears. Like it's like sound wise.
You've pierced.
Right, but sound, not
like stuck
not
a
like
needle in my ear.
No.
Called it macaroni. Burnt offerings and sin offerings you did not require. But he did though. Didn't he?
What? But is this guy just doing extra ones like to
I don't know.
What's going on here?
Then I said, here I am. I've come. Oh yeah, I did. It is written about me in the scroll. I desire to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. I proclaim righteousness in the great assembly. I do not seal my lips.
Okay.
My lips are sealed. Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't know what that's from.
It actually goes, our lips are sealed.
No.
It's the Go-Go's.
Okay, yeah.
Our lips are sealed.
Nope, still nothing.
Wow, it's such a good song. Belinda Carlisle came from the Go-Go's. She's awesome. I love her. As you know, O Lord, I do not hide your righteousness in my heart. I speak of your faithfulness and salvation. I do not conceal your love and your truth from the great assembly.
That's great.
Awesome. Do not withhold your mercy from me, O Lord. May your love and your truth always protect me. For troubles without number surround me. We got troubles. Right here in River City.
Yeah, without numbers.
So many. Numberless troubles.
Yeah.
My sins have overtaken me and I cannot see. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart fails within me. Be pleased, O Lord, to save me. O Lord, come quickly to help me. May all who seek to take my life be put to shame and confusion.
Not death, just shame.
Right, okay. And confusion.
All right.
Give them the Alzheimer's, O Lord.
This guy's a little nicer than some of the other ones that are asking for like their enemies' deaths and stuff.
May all who desire my ruin be turned back in disgrace.
Mm.
May those who say to me, aha, aha, be appalled at their own shame. I'm always telling people, aha, aha.
And then you're appalled?
No.
Oh, you just,
no.
Okay.
I never get appalled. I'm always like, you deserve that, aha.
Got it. Yeah.
But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation always say, the Lord be exalted.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet I am poor and needy. May the Lord think of me. You are my help and my deliverer. Oh my God, do not delay. The end.
Okay.
Okay, let's do some notes on that psalm, shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
Okay. Oops, I gotta unlock my telephone here.
That is always helpful.
So what we just read, Psalm 40, was praise for deliverance, and it is sometimes called a song of praise and prayer for help.
Okay.
It starts out, I waited patiently for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really cool, I think. U2 has a song called 40. It was on their 1983 album War. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is just so cool to me.
Okay.
War, the album, was bookended with the songs Bloody Sunday at the beginning and 40 at the end.
Okay.
And 40 was named after
this
Psalm
song.
40 because it's just a reworking of those words.
Got it.
So what that means is that the first and last songs on the album both asked similar questions. The first was a song of war and desperation, asking, how long must we sing this song?
Right.
So, Bloody Sunday, how long must we do this?
Yeah.
You know? The last song, 40, was how long must we sing this song? And I'm going to send you a link to that because it's a really good song that I had not heard, even though I'm vaguely a fan of U2. Not like a huge U2 fan.
Right.
But I do like them.
Yeah.
So, we've got how long must we sing this song and how long to sing this song.
Okay.
And that's just a really neat way to bookend the whole album.
Yeah.
The album has been described as the record where the band, quote, turned pacifism itself into a crusade, which I just thought was so cool.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about Psalm 40.
Got it.
And it was mostly U2.
Yeah.
But how could I not, right?
Right,
like,
right.
Everybody loves Bloody Sunday.
Right.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we get into Psalm 41.
Okay.
Which
the last
is
one
not
in the book.
U2. Yeah.
Right.
The last one in book 1 of Psalms.
Right, right.
Book 1 of 5. Not 2 or 3.
Got it.
As you said yesterday.
Right.
Just for the record.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the director of music, a psalm of
David.
Blessed is he who has regard for the weak. The Lord delivers him in times of trouble. The Lord will protect him and preserve his life. He will bless him in the land and not surrender him to the desire of his foes. The Lord will sustain him on his sickbed and restore him from his bed of illness. I said, O Lord, have mercy on me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die and his name perish?
Right. My enemies always say that of me.
That's I have so many enemies and they all say that.
Right.
Whenever one comes to see me, he speaks falsely, while his heart gathers slander. Then he goes out and spreads it abroad.
How often do your enemies come to visit you?
Well, okay, so first of all, I don't really think I have a lot of enemies.
Right.
There are people who don't like me, and so they avoid me.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think that your enemies visit you a lot.
No. People that don't like me don't come over.
Right.
Shit, for that matter, people who do like me don't come over. And I'm kind of glad, honestly, because I'm not very social. So, if somebody that didn't like me came to my door, I have a camera, and I would look and be like, who the fuck is ringing my goddamn doorbell?
Right.
And then I would be like, oh, I'm not answering that door. Suddenly, I'm not home.
Right.
And I would hide behind the couch and wait till they leave. Because that's how I do. All my enemies whisper together against me. They imagine the worst for me, saying, a vile disease has beset him. He will never get up from the place where he lies.
Again, a lot of these people, well, I mean, I guess it's all David, right? So hypothetically, this is David, right? Right. And all these things. Mm-hmm. But David has a lot of fucking really shitty enemies that want him dead alive.
Really does. And like they're actively thinking of him all the time.
Right.
Like I like to think that the people who don't like me are not thinking of me this actively. That would make them kind of sick if they were.
Right.
Like, you do you and I'll do me and we will go our separate ways.
Either that or David has a touch of paranoia.
Right.
And constantly thinks that everyone's out to get him.
And it could be that as well.
Right?
Yeah. Even my close friend, whom I trusted, he who shared my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. I hate it when people lift their heel up against me.
Yeah. Bad stuff.
Well, I'll get into that in a minute. I read something about that has to do with like some Jesus-y stuff, so I'm not sure if we really want to get into it or not, but okay. I'll tell you about it.
Well, that's up to you.
I'll tell you in a minute. But you, O Lord, have mercy on me. Raise me up that I may repay them. Repay them. I just want to leave them alone and have them leave me alone. Right. I don't need to repay them. I need them to go the fuck away and be quiet.
Really, if you fuck with them, you're just going to invite more fucking with you.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I honestly, the majority of the people I don't like, I wish great success and joy and happiness upon them so that they will be happy people and leave me alone and go away.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of selfish. I wish good on them.
Yeah.
Because I really want people to not bother me.
Right.
I know that you are pleased with me, for my enemy does not triumph over me. Oh, I see. So when bad things happen to me, it's my fault because I was a sinner. Got it. Yeah. It's back to that bullshit.
It's easy to be a winner when you always win. You know, like...
The more you win, the more you win.
Right. And also the more you think that you have some justifiable cause that's like if you believe in a God, right, you're obviously going to think that you are the one that is chosen for that task because you keep winning.
You're the hero of the story.
Possibly and it's your story. That you're a better military person or that you have a better army or any of those things. Right.
Or that you have your daddy's money and your mommy bought you a car. Kitty. Are you going to be on the podcast? It's that whole, like, it takes money to make money and the poor can't get ahead because, like, it's expensive to be poor.
Right.
So anyway, in my integrity, you uphold me and set me in your presence forever. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. Okay?
Amen and amen. Yes. Everlasting to everlasting and amen and amen.
Yes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Psalm 41 and then we'll say a couple things about the first book of Psalms. Okay?
Yep.
So Psalm 41 notes. This was a prayer for healing. And it starts out, blessed is he that considereth the poor.
Okay.
So this is the final psalm in book 1 of the collected psalms and each book ends with a hymn of praise.
Okay.
So, but before we talk about more of that, let me tell you that little thing about the bit where I lift my heel at you or my enemy lifts his heel at me.
Right.
That is supposed to be, I don't know how much credence I put in this, a reference to the New Testament where Pontius Pilate, he's the one that betrays Jesus for like so many coins or whatever.
Okay.
Isn't that his name?
I thought Judas was the one that betrayed Jesus.
Yeah, no, you're right. Judas. Yeah. I apologize. Thank you for that. Pontius Pilate betrayed him, but in a different way. He socially betrayed him.
Okay.
He was the guy that was like, what? I wash my hands of this. The people have spoken. What can I do? It's not my fault that I'm deciding against you.
Right.
So he kind of betrayed him, but wasn't like a friend of his or anything.
Right.
He was the good man who did nothing.
Okay.
And let evil occur.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So, but Judas, this is about supposedly Judas. Jesus washed all his disciples' feet.
Right.
Right. And including Judas. But then later on, Judas lifted his heel to him and, betrayed him.
Got it.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
And like, there's more to it, but we're not in the New Testament, so who fucking cares?
Okay.
And I don't know a lot about those guys yet because we're not there.
But apparently lifting a heel is some symbolic thing. With regard to washing feet or what?
Something. I don't really know.
I didn't really follow that, so.
Well, because Jesus washed their feet, which was a show of demeaning himself for his friends.
Right.
Like, it was a sign of respect
to
his friends.
I get that.
It's a phrase like, I lift my heel to you, which means like I'm stepping on you kind of thing, or I snub my nose at you. You know, that kind of thing.
All right.
So what we read here was supposed to be New Testament-y.
Got it.
Which a lot of these are.
Sure.
Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about Psalm 41, because whatever.
Okay.
Now, I was trying to find, but why are they split into 5? And how did they get split into 5?
Sure.
Right? I thought those were valid questions.
Yeah.
So why they were split into 5? The best answer that I could find is maybe, perhaps, it could be, so nobody knows. But there's a suggested theory that it was meant to emulate the 5 books, the layout of the 5 books in the Pentateuch or the Torah, you know, the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
Sure.
So they were like, yeah, 5 is good. Let's split these up into 5.
Okay.
And I don't know, that seems kind of arbitrary. So I'm not necessarily
But they do
sure.
like numbers a lot.
They like numbers, and they like numberology, and they like symbology a whole fuck ton.
Right.
So maybe I'm thinking too well of them.
Sure.
So I don't know, but that's the only thing that people could suggest. Now, how they split them up is, as I said, every single book of Psalms ends with a hymn of praise for how awesome God is. And they typically end with amen and amen. You notice that none of the other ones ended with even one amen, much less 2.
Right.
So we should see that again at the end of other books.
So, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that is pretty much it with regard to the first book of Psalms.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, technically we didn't finish a book of the Bible, but sort of did-ish.
We kind of did.
It's not like when you count the books of the Bible.
Yeah, we didn't read all of Psalms.
Right.
But if they were separated the way like 1 Kings and 2 Kings were separated, like we knew going in that there were 2 separate books of Samuel.
Right.
We didn't know going into Psalms that there was 5 books of them.
Right, because it's not
split up the same way.
It's not as like, yeah, right.
They're split up, but not till you get inside them.
Right.
The other ones were like pre-split.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird. So yeah, we finished a book, but not an entire book of the Bible.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right.
It's annoying because I want to be able to say I finished First Psalms.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say that I finished First Psalms, and tomorrow we will start Second Psalms.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Just gonna start a thing and hope it catches on.
I don't care if it catches on or not.
Okay.
It's my thing, and because it's a big enough thing that it's in these Bibles written that way.
Right.
And that it's like if you look it up, the Psalms online and in various places, it's mentioned everywhere. So it legitimately should be First Psalms, Second Psalms, Third Psalms, Fourth Psalms, and Fifth Psalms.
Right.
The fact that it's not has nothing to do with me. So we finished First Psalms today.
Got it. All right. Well, on that note, we're done for today.
We are done for today.
And we will be back tomorrow with
Second Psalms.
Second Psalms, and probably the first 3 of that one, which will be like 42, 43, and 44.
Something like that. And it will depend greatly upon if some of them are joined to others. And so
however that all goes. I
leave room for, we're just going to play by ear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. We'll psalm you later.
Nice. Husband.
Wife.
Do you not remember what the fuck we're doing?
I mean, I remember we're doing Psalms.
We are doing Psalms. Do you know what we're starting today?
We're starting the second book of Psalms.
Yes, that is correct.
See? I know what we just did. We just did the first book of Psalms.
We did.
And now we're doing the second book of Psalms.
Of how many books?
5 books of Psalms.
And how many did you think there were at first?
Not that.
You thought there were like 2, maybe 3.
I think I said 3.
You said
and then
2,
4.
maybe 3.
And then 5.
No, you did never say 4 or 5. I said 4 or 5, and you said, I don't think there's that many. And I said, there's 150 total Psalms. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 4 or 5. And you were like, I don't think so.
I don't know which time you're talking about, because the last time you said no when I said 3, and then I went and said 4.
That is untrue.
I can go back and I can show you.
And you will.
I will.
You will. But when I said how many books of Psalms do you think there are, you said 2 or 3.
Okay.
And I said, no, more like 4 or 5. And you argued with me. And it was the time before last.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay. Just letting you know.
Okay.
So we are starting the second book of Psalms.
Uh-huh.
With Psalms 42, 43, and 44. And guess the fuck what?
What the fuck?
These are not of, for, or about David.
Oh,
we
interesting.
Are into the sons of Korah.
Oh, okay. I don't know who they are, but okay.
Wasn't Korah the guy that
that was during Moses' time, and that was the one that tried to lead the rebellion.
Yeah.
That's
and didn't he get swallowed up in the earth?
Yeah.
And then buried with rocks and
right.
burned
He died
in
all
fire?
the ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died 1,000 different ways.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, these are sons of Korah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. All right. So here we are in the second book of Psalms, or second Psalms, as I like to call them.
Okay.
And we are starting with Psalm 42. But there's a lot of guessing that 42 and 43 go together. And since 43 is just a little dinky thing, I'm going to read them together before I do my notes.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Psalm 42. Ready?
I'm ready.
For the director of music, a maskil of the sons of Korah.
Okay.
And a maskil, we don't have a translation for that word.
Of course we don't.
But it just means it's some kind of song or direction or musical whatever.
Doesn't it bother anybody that reads the Bible, that there's literally words in it that we have no fucking clue what they mean?
But they read it literally. And I'm like, you literally cannot.
Right, yeah. There's words, we literally don't know what they are.
But your pastor guessed and passed it off as fact.
Right.
He's like, the words are, our best guess is that it might be blah, blah, blah. And so what he says is, it means blah, blah, blah.
But the problem that I have with it is that most of the time it's something, it probably is not important, right? But we don't know that.
Right. And you cannot say you're reading a thing literally when you literally do not have it translated into our language.
Right. And again, I'm letting people have it. It's probably not important most of the time.
But how could we know?
How could we
possibly know when we don't know what it means?
Right.
So you can't read it literally.
It just bugs me.
Well, okay, while we're on the topic of reading literally, one of my favorite examples is if I wrote a story about a hot dog and then 1,000 years from now, somebody tries to read what I wrote.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so is this about a dog animal that is hot? Or is this about some kind of stuffed animal toy? Or is this about maybe a food? But that sounds weird. Who would call something a hot dog? That can't be right.
Right.
You have a hot dog. What even is that? Right? So, because a lot of times we don't even call them hot dogs anymore. We call them frankfurters or wieners.
And it's a figure of speech too. Hot
right.
dog.
Hot diggity dog.
Right.
Yeah. So when you say you're reading it literally, how do you know?
Right.
Do you know what a hot dog is?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean when I said it? That's called context and etymology and shit like that. So
right.
I don't think that you're reading it literally, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Back off, wife. All right. So anyway, we're going to get into Psalm 42.
Okay.
For the director of music, a maskil, whatever that means, of the sons of Korah.
Got it.
As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God? When can I go and meet with God? Well, you can always kill yourself. That escalated quickly. That was not. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
I've never understood like why people are like so eager to go meet God. And I'm like, but the only way to like literally go meet God in your words is to be dead. And don't be dead.
Right.
So live. But like, I know people like my parents that are literally like, I'm so excited to go meet God. And I'm just like, but you're saying you're excited to be dead.
Right.
And so I just don't understand that. But anyway, whatever. People are weird.
Yeah.
All right. So when can I go and meet with God? Well, I mean, I just answered that. My tears have been my food day and night. While men say to me all day long, where's your God?
Yeah.
Yes, I can understand why they would ask that.
I do say that to people. Where is your God?
Where?
I'd like to meet them.
I would like them to. I got a word for that God of yours.
I definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
If this God, the Bible God, if that fucker's real, I do have words.
I have words.
I have words.
Yeah. These things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I used to go with the multitude, leading the procession to the house of God, with shouts of joy and thanksgiving among the festive throng. I like the word throng. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me?
Is this guy talking to his soul?
I don't know what he's talking to.
That's weird.
Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. My soul is downcast within me. Therefore I will remember you from the land of Jordan, the heights of Hermon, from Mount Mizar. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers have swept over me. By day the Lord directs his love. At night his song is with me, a prayer to the God of my life. Okay. This is just more jibber jabber.
Yeah.
I say to God, my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy?
Yeah.
My bones suffer mortal agony as my foes taunt me, saying to me all day long, where is your God?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. Okay, now we're moving into Psalm 43. Okay?
Yeah.
Vindicate me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Rescue me from deceitful and wicked men. You are God, my stronghold. Why have you rejected me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy?
I see why this is a continuation.
Yes. Send forth your light and your truth. Let them guide me. Let them bring me to your holy mountain, to the place where you dwell. Then will I go to the altar of God, to God my joy and my delight. I will praise you with the harp, O God,
with the harp.
My God. Not a lyre, a harp. Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God.
They're literally talking to themselves.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
It's really, I don't know.
I could see why
like God's forsaken them, and also, but have hope because.
And also, he's great.
His soul's gonna yet be fixed because he's talking to God sometime at some point.
I have no idea.
That was weird.
It really was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Psalm, because we're doing notes.
Right.
Psalm 42 is a thirsting for God, and in the Fancy Pants version, it starts, as the hart panteth after the water brooks, because a hart is a deer. The version that we read, it talked about a deer,
right?
But in this, it talks about a hart that panteth.
And a hart is a deer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
HART.
Oh, okay.
Not like a beating heart in your chest that has an E in it.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
So, the heart panteth. I can't get over the heart panteth. Because it sounds like hearts and pantsing somebody and.
Well, and especially if you're reading this to a congregation, like,
Yeah,
they're not gonna like.
no.
Think of how much not just the lost in translation of actual people that know what they're reading and are translating it correctly, but like when the pastor reads this to a congregation,
yeah,
and they read heart panteth or whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That congregation's not thinking deer.
No.
You know,
unless they already know, which old people do.
Unless they already know, but
old people just know.
I'm just saying.
Old people know what page all the hymns are on, and they know that a heart is a deer.
I guess.
And they're the ones that sing really high-pitched. They do. Have you ever been in a church with the old ladies? They sing so high and loud. And I'm like, yes, you win. You get all the singing points.
Yeah, it lets me be quiet, so.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So Psalm 42 opens the second of the 5 books of Psalms, also known as the Elohistic Psalter.
Okay.
Elohistic as in Elohim. Okay.
Interesting.
So these are addressing Elohim. Okay. And a psalter is another word for a psalm. A psalter, if you will.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is one of 12 psalms attributed to the sons of Korah, although the text is written in the first person singular.
Right.
And this psalm might be combined with Psalm 43.
Right.
So, Psalm 43 is a prayer for vindication and deliverance.
Okay.
And it starts out, "Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation." There was a note that ungodly nation comes from words that literally mean a nation without kindness or love between people.
Okay.
Which I'm like, okay, so if that is the case, then you could say that the entire fucking world right now is an ungodly nation because there is no kindness or love, particularly from those that are supposed to be the most godly,
Right. I mean, I think that's overgeneralizing.
Oh, yeah. But I'm cynical, jaded, and negative.
Right.
So that's my job here.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Got it.
Okay. So going back to the Bible, we're going to go on with our final one, Psalm 44.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. For the director of music of the sons of Korah, a maskil.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
"We have heard with our ears, O God. Our fathers have told us what you did in their days. In days long ago, with your hand you drove out the nations and planted our fathers. You crushed the peoples and made our fathers flourish. It was not by their sword that they won the land, nor did their army, nor did their arm bring them victory. It was your right hand, your arm, and the light of your face, for you loved them."
Except for their dad, Korah.
Right, but
he
the thing is,
fucked that guy over.
But the thing is, you loved them as you killed them. What?
Yeah.
Okay. "You are my God and my King, who decrees victories for Jacob, through you." I'm so sorry. This is tiny print, and it's really hard for old people. Okay? Old people who've never read it and don't love it.
Right.
"Through you, we push back our enemies. Through your name, we trample our foes. I do not trust in my bow. My sword does not bring me victory, but you give us victory over our enemies. You put our adversaries to shame. In God we make our boast all day long, and we will praise your name forever. Salah.
Salah.
But now you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. You made us retreat before the enemy.
Oh, no.
And our adversaries have plundered us.
Shit.
You gave us up to be devoured like sheep.
What an asshole.
And have scattered us among the nations.
It's almost like he's not real.
You sold your people for a pittance.
Man, God's selling people? Wow.
Gaining nothing from their sale. You have made us a reproach to our neighbors, the scorn and derision of those around us. You have made us a byword among the nations. The people shake their heads at us. But do they, what is it, grind their teeth at you? Is that what it was?
Gnash their teeth.
Do they gnash their teeth at you? My disgrace is before me all day long, and my face is covered with shame at the taunts of those who reproach and revile me, because of the enemy who is bent on revenge. As well the enemy should be, because
I mean, you're killing them.
You killed them.
Right.
So, yes, they are bent on revenge.
Yeah, if you came to me and killed a bunch of my friends and family and country mates,
betting that
I'd
you
be
would
pretty
also,
fucking pissed too.
Yeah, you probably would seek a little bit of revenge, maybe.
I mean, probably, yeah.
All this happened to us, though we had not forgotten you or been false to your covenant. Our hearts had not turned back. Our feet had not strayed from your path. But you crushed us and made us a haunt for jackals and covered us over with deep darkness.
This sounds really bad for God.
It really does.
Like
God.
We didn't do anything wrong, but you still fucked us, dude.
You were a son of a bitch. You were mean beyond belief. And why?
Like, I'm kind of wondering how this one recovers, because
right?
this is weird.
We only got like a couple little stanzas here. If we had forgotten the name of our God or spread out our hands to a foreign God, would not God have discovered it, since he knows the secrets of the heart? Yet, for your sake, we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Awake, O Lord! Why do you sleep? Rouse yourself. Do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face and forget our misery and oppression? Fuck! We are brought down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up and help us, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, dude.
Redeem us because of your unfailing love.
Except for when you let us all die.
Right.
I don't think that unfailing love applies to people who just let a lot of their people die for no reason. When you're supposed to be an all-powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing, omniscient being.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem like that's the correct...
that's not true love.
Like, you're either an asshole, like huge fucking asshole, or you're not real. You're man-made, which is what we know to be true.
Right.
I just...
The fact that people follow this shit, I'm like, why are you choosing this specific God?
I can't believe they left that in the Bible.
I can't either.
I'm like, that was kind of a hit against, it cut against God there quite a bit.
It really was. It was the part of Job that we liked before he turned into a puss. Right, yeah, exactly. So let's read about my notes on Psalm 44. Sure. I've got a little bit to say about this one. Okay, this one's former deliverances and present troubles. Okay. Troubles. And it starts out, we have heard with our ears, O God, our fathers have told us. This psalm was composed by the sons of Korah, hypothetically. Right. And is classified as the first in the series of lamentations of the people, indicating that the suffering, in this case from being defeated by enemies, is communal. Okay, this is a big deal because this is a specific kind of psalm. Okay. Psalms of communal lament are classified by their focus on expressing deep sorrow for the travails of a nation and as a group asking for God's blessing or intervention. Okay. And this, I'm like reading my notes and then trying to digest what I just read as the psalm. And I don't think that they were asking. I think that they were like, for fuck's sake, do your job.
Right. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Right? Okay, but let's just keep going with the notes. Sure. Okay. Psalms of communal lament, and again, that is a classification, were more commonly found following major natural disasters, right, plague, or oppression by surrounding nations. So basically when, like, as an entire community, the shit hit the fan, right, the world was on fucking fire. Got it. Okay? Yep. Themes of communal lament psalms are very similar to individual lament psalms, except they include a focus on motivating God to bless the nation and smite its enemies. So instead of asking for a baseball and bat and glove for yourself so that you can join the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole baseball team asking, please let the earth swallow up our opposing team and let us do 100 home runs. Oh God, who is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
And also smite them and kill those motherfuckers because we hate those guys on the opposite team.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
Psalm 44 reflects each of key elements of a lament psalm. Okay?
Okay.
And it says in this one that there are 5, but a communal lament psalm actually has 6. So I feel like this is missing something. Okay?
Sure.
So, okay. In a lament psalm, there's the address, like, oh God, I'm talking to you, dear God, dear Lord, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Right? Then comes the lament, the complaint, this is bullshit. I hate it when this shit happens. Oh God, this is such trash.
That was the majority of it.
Yes. Then comes the national assertion of trust in God. We know that you are so fucking awesome. You awesome, marvelous awesomeness.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then comes the petition. The one where they ask, would you mind, because you're so fucking awesome, smiting the fuck out of our enemies?
And also waking up.
Yes. Yes. Okay. This is the part that's missing from this one, according to my notes. It's an exclamation of certainty. Okay. So the exclamation of certainty is I know you've heard us because you're just the best. Remember when I said you're awesome? Yes, we know how fucking awesome you are. We just know you heard us. Okay?
No, it sounded, maybe that last little bit there at the end might have qualified that way, but...
No, because that goes into the next note.
Okay.
The 6th one is the vow of praise and thanksgiving. It's if you do this for us, we promise to keep praising you and showing our thanksgiving by doing all the things that we're supposed to do, that we will...
That we're already doing,
yes,
according to this.
Yes, we'll continue doing our sacrifices and our incense burning and our getting on our knees and wallowing before you and, reminding you how we're worms or some shit like that.
Right.
So, I just found it interesting that in looking up these two, like in looking up what is a lament prayer or psalm, it says there's 6 key points. But then in this one specifically, it says it hits all 5 of the key points. And I'm like, but there's 6. And then I had to go through and be like, this is the thing that's missing.
I just don't understand how people can continue to worship a God who continually fails them.
Yeah.
Like, how does this God survive thousands of years
Trump
in people's
He's
minds?
Trump.
Right? Yeah.
He's literally Trump.
Right.
And it's no wonder that they're like, Trump is the second coming. And
and that's people, at least in today's day and age, they only focus on the good shit, Like, it's not, you don't ever hear about the bad shit, which is there.
Okay, that leads right into the next point in my notes, which is, in Jewish tradition, Psalm 44 is viewed as suffering in the face of the golden past. My notes specifically say, the good old days, those halcyon days of yore. Make America great again. Remember when it used to be awesome?
Right.
Never when it was like that?
Yeah.
Never? Yeah. So this psalm is likely placed prior to Judah's exile to Babylon.
Okay.
But I don't fucking care because it made me so angry.
Yeah.
Because it's so Trump. It's so Trumpian. You know what I mean?
Sure. Undying support for no reason. Like, there's no reason to have undying support, yet you have it.
Yes. It makes no fucking sense. And they just keep following this thing.
Right.
This weird failure of a thing who keeps reminding you how awesome he is and how awesome you aren't.
Well, and there's supposed to be, Trump's supposed to be getting indicted here shortly.
Yes, and
again.
I cannot wait.
But he could go to jail, and people would. They would probably cause people to even get more angry and more, like they'd probably actually maybe do something bad.
Well, I've heard people say, and I don't know how much I believe this is true at this point, but I've even heard people say that sending him to jail would actually cause a second civil war. And I'm like, but don't you think that January 6th was like the beginning of that? Like, that already fucking happened.
Well,
you know?
I think that's taking it a step too far. I don't think that was the beginning of a second civil war. Like, I think that
they hoped it was the beginning of the second civil war.
Sure.
I really do.
But I even doubt that something like that would happen if Trump went to jail. Now, that being said, it definitely would spark something.
Yes.
So.
And it would be nothing good.
Right.
Yeah. Have you been listening to Pence's
Yeah, he said some pretty direct shit today, I guess.
He did, but it wasn't all that direct because
for Pence it was.
It was like, yeah, he was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But then they asked him specifically, but if he's the guy, would you like throw your support behind him? He refused to say yes or no.
Right.
He was like, well, I mean, I might not even be president, so I won't answer that. And it's like, wow.
No, he might not even be president.
No, he said of himself, I might not even be president. So, how could I make... Oh, no, you're right. It was he said that with regard to the question was, would you pardon him if you were the president?
Right.
And that's when he said, I might not even be president. And it's like, wow, you just really have a lot of faith in yourself there, don't you, bud?
Right.
Yeah, and he wouldn't even answer the other question because it was like, I won't engage in what ifs.
Right.
And it's like, but that's exactly what people want to hear is, under circumstances, how would you act? So I know if I should vote for you or not.
Right. Well, I heard, there's some pretty good reason not to fight against Trump, actually, for the Republicans. Not to go down a rabbit hole here with politics, but essentially, if you don't fight Trump, it gives you, if Trump doesn't win and you're the main one on the ticket, or one of the main ones on the ticket, it gives you a way to not have him burn down the party while you're winning that ticket. So, like, if you could hold a pardon over his head and say, if you don't, rile up your little base here, I'll pardon you.
I just think that is giving way too much power of forethought to that little stupid man, because he's the one that the second that he left the room and all that with all the prosecuting whatevers.
Yeah.
He ran straight to his little fake Twitter and was like, no, I am not being indicted and I didn't do anything wrong. And everybody was like, whoa, so you're about to be indicted? And he's like, that's not what I said. And it's like, my guy, like, he can't shut his mouth for 2 goddamn minutes.
Right.
He shoots himself in the foot. So I think that that's giving him, I think that maybe you're right, that's why the stupid Republican whatevers are not trying to rile things up with him.
Yeah.
But I think that they are granting him way too much intelligence. Like, sure. You really think that that's going to work, huh? You really think he's going to just not say anything and he's going to not rile people up?
Well, if it means if he's going to jail, he might think about it. Like, I'm just saying, like, if he's going to be spending hard jail time, he's going to be like, what do I got to do? Who do I got to beg? Because he's not gonna sit well in jail.
No, he's not.
So
I'm kind of enjoying watching him squirm. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The Schadenfreude is real.
Right.
But do you really think it'll amount to anything, though?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But we are way off topic now.
I know, but I love listening to politics and talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we should start a politics podcast, huh?
I had said that before, and you were like, no, because then we'd have to be on top of it all the time. And, like, I have ideas and thoughts about stuff, but I always say, those one guys? Like, I don't know the vocabulary. I'm always like, those, what's them called? Them prosecutey type guys.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Prosecutors?
Yeah.
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 I know what the prosecuting guys are.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't do that because I would have to probably be more serious than I am. And I just can't.
All right. Well, anyway,
Yes.
that was the end of our. I think this is the end of our podcast for the day.
It is.
So let's end the podcast for the day.
The end.
Bye.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, it is we don't do Q&As anymore.
We don't.
So we're skipping right on through. We're taking a Saturday off.
That was Saturday.
And so today's Sunday, which means we're doing
Sacrilegious Book Club.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and let us know what we're book clubbing today?
Okay. Well, we are still in, it seems forever, a treasury of Jewish folklore, stories, traditions, legends, humor, wisdom, and folk songs of the Jewish people.
Okay.
Edited by Nathan Ozubel. And today we are going to, well, let me back up a second. Part 1 of that book was Jewish Salt.
Yeah.
And then part 2 is where we're currently at in Heroes. We talked about wise men. We talked about holy men. We are currently in section 3, which is miracles. And under that category, we talked about Kabbalist mystics and wonder workers. We talked about Messiah stories. And now, starting on page 218, we're getting into some skeptics and scoffers.
That's a me.
That's a me.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, as I said, Skeptics and Scoffers starts on page 218, and it has a short little intro. I'm just going to read a couple sentences from it because that pretty much sums it up.
Okay.
The odd belief in the supernatural powers of the Kabbalists and in the wonder-working feats of the Hasidic Tzaddikim was far from being unanimous among the Jewish masses. So up until this point, we've just been talking about, their, God is the best and everything magical is great and, all of that stuff.
Sure.
But they found a way to get around this, and some Talmudic rationalists arose, and they weaponize, or they use the devastating weaponry of ridicule.
Okay.
So some of these.
Wait, that sounds familiar. Like somebody else that we know is doing that.
It's almost like
they might even have a podcast.
Is it us?
Oh yeah,
it's us.
That's us.
Yeah. And I underlined this sentence because it just was funny to me.
Yeah.
They were a gay set of rogues. They were a gay set of rogues who created...
We should refer to ourselves that way. We're just a gay set of rogues.
We are. We're a gay set of rogues who created an entire humorous literature with their sly, tongue-in-cheek scoffing against the wonder-working rabbis, and most of all against their gullible, worshipful disciples.
Huh.
Right?
Jesus. This sounds very, very fucking familiar.
Right?
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all like super short little ditties.
Okay? Okay. But I got a comment here. So, you know how they say history repeats itself, right?
Uh-huh.
It's almost a little disheartening.
Yes.
To know that this has been done before, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not just like...
A little bit, kind of.
Right.
I will say we do it better.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
I just want you to know.
We're so good at this.
I'm going to read some of these to you, and you're going to be like,
you could have done that better. Jeez.
Yeah. So, like I said, these are short little ditties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The first one starts right under that intro. So we're still on page 218.
Yeah.
This one's called Conclusive Proof.
Conclusive Proof. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this will give you a taste for how the rest go.
Okay. Yeah.
A wonder-working rabbi, accompanied by his disciples, once went on a journey. Late at night, he came to a wayside inn. He knocked on the door and asked to be let in, but the innkeeper refused to get out of bed as it was a very cold night.
Don't blame him.
Full of holy wrath, the rabbi cried, "Wicked fellow, I hereby decree that your inn shall burn down tomorrow."
Oh, man.
Damn. Frightened out of his wits, the innkeeper got out of bed and let the rabbi and his disciples in. I mean, okay, you say you don't blame him, but this guy runs an inn.
Yeah, but,
it's literally his job and livelihood to let people in.
Sure, but if you're running it, like, okay, this is back a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're running it in, you would have times of operation you have to be in by certain times.
I don't think so.
So that you yourself can sleep and get up and cook food for the people that are staying there.
I don't think that's the way it went. I think that they were dependent on as many people coming in as possible, and so I think this guy was just lazy.
Whatever.
Whatever.
He has the right to be lazy. It's his establishment.
He does. But if a rabbi comes along, you let that guy in.
Unless you're lazy and you don't want to. Okay. Then you say, fuck off.
Well, he clearly is afraid of what God might bring down on him via this rabbi.
Right.
He could have just skipped it and been like, oh, a rabbi? Yeah, I guess I better get my lazy ass out of bed and let this guy in. Right?
I guess.
Does the rabbi have to, like, threaten you?
But why is a rabbi threatening you? That's bullshit.
Because even before he opens his mouth, you know that this guy has a relationship with God.
Yeah, but you're not getting your way, so you invoke God and the wrath of God over something because you're not getting your way?
Clearly, this guy believes that is a possibility because as soon as the guy threatens him, he's like, oh, shit, and lets him in.
Okay. I feel like this is like the Karen screaming at the manager, you know?
Well, I'm just
getting their way because they're just too loud.
I think that a rabbi gets to tell the innkeeper, let me get some sleep here, my good sir. It's not like I ain't going to pay you.
Okay.
He treated them with the utmost hospitality and set a feast before them. Mollified by the innkeeper's eagerness to please, the rabbi cried, I now decree that your house shall not burn down tomorrow. And miracles and wonders. It happened exactly as the rabbi said. The rabbi's disciples themselves witnessed this miracle. They saw with their own eyes that the inn did not burn down the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
That sets the tone for all of these.
That's kind of how I feel about, that shit in general.
Yeah. So we're going to skip a couple pages over to page 221.
Okay.
We're skipping that one. Sorry. A believer's truth.
Okay. Yep.
A disciple of a wonder-working rabbi once was boasting of the supernatural feats of his master. Every night, he stated, my rabbi transforms himself into the prophet Elijah.
Wow.
How do you know that? Asked a skeptic. Why, the rabbi himself told it to me. The rabbi could have told you a lie. How dare you say such a thing about my rabbi, raged the disciple. Okay, brace yourself. Ready?
I'm ready.
Do you think for one moment that a man who can transform himself into the prophet Elijah every night has the need to tell a lie? Oh, these are so silly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is called Miracles.
Uh-huh.
Two disciples were bragging about the relative merits of their wonder-working rabbis. One said, once my rabbi was traveling on the road when suddenly the sky became overcast. It began to thunder and to lighten, and a heavy rain fell, a real deluge. What does my rabbi do? He lifts up his eyes to heaven, spreads out his hands in prayer, and immediately a miracle happens. To the right, darkness and a downpour. To the left, darkness and a downpour. But in the middle, a clear sky and the sun shining. Call that a miracle, sneered the other disciple. Well, let me tell you what happened to my rabbi. Once he was riding in a wagon to a nearby village. It was on a Friday. He remained longer there than he had intended, and on his way back he found that night was falling. What was to be done? He couldn't very well spend the Sabbath in the middle of the field, could he? So he lifted his eyes to heaven, spread out his hands to right and left, and immediately a miracle took place. To the right of him stretched the Sabbath. To the left of him stretched the Sabbath. But in the middle was Friday. Isn't that silly?
Yes, that is silly.
Okay, next page 222, the far-seeing rabbi.
Okay.
The rabbi of Odessa was deep in prayer one day when, interrupting himself with a wail, he announced that the rabbi of Warsaw had just died. Accordingly, the entire Odessa congregation went into mourning in his honor. A few days later, some Jews from Warsaw arrived in Odessa. Asked for details of the sad event, they declared their rabbi was in the best of health. What a spectacle your rabbi made of himself, one of them said. Seeing our rabbi die in Warsaw when, as a matter of fact, our rabbi was and still is living. Poof! What of it? Answered the undaunted disciple of Odessa. Isn't it marvelous enough that our rabbi can see all the way from Odessa to Warsaw? These are so silly. Page 223, the golden test. I think you'll really like this one.
Okay.
And I'm probably saying this wrong. Golden is Gulden. It's a gold coin.
I'd say golden.
Golden, okay. Well, it's a coin.
Yeah.
You need to understand what it is for the purposes of this story.
Okay.
An atheist once came to see a wonder-working rabbi. Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi, said the atheist. Aleichem Shalom, answered the rabbi. The atheist took a golden and handed it to him. The rabbi pocketed it without a word. No doubt you've come to see me about something, he said. Maybe your wife is childless, and you want me to pray for her? No, Rabbi, I'm not married, replied the atheist. Thereupon, he gave the rabbi another golden. Again, the rabbi pocketed the golden without a word. But there must be something you wish to ask me, he said. Possibly you've committed a sin and you'd like me to intercede with God for you? No, Rabbi, I don't know of any sin I've committed, replied the atheist. And again, he gave the rabbi a golden, and again the rabbi pocketed it without a word. Maybe business is bad and you want me to bless you? Asked the rabbi hopefully. No, Rabbi, this has been a prosperous year for me, replied the atheist. Once more the atheist gave him a golden. What do you want of me anyway? Asked the rabbi, a little perplexed. Nothing, just nothing, replied the atheist. I merely wish to see how long a man could go on taking money for nothing. I knew you'd appreciate that one.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I love it.
Yes. All right, this is the last one.
Okay, yeah.
We're on page 223
I'm really
here.
enjoying this chapter. This
Me
is
too.
great.
A fool asks too many questions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
On the fast day of Tisha B'Av, a sick Jew went to see the rabbi in order to get his permission to eat, for he was afraid his death would suffer if he didn't. But as he entered the rabbi's house, he was struck dumb with amazement when he saw the rabbi enjoying a hearty lunch. Rabbi, he faltered, not at all sure of himself, I'm a sick man. Do I have to fast today? What a question, replied the rabbi, his mouth full of roast duck. Of course you do. For a moment, the petitioner stood in bewilderment, not knowing whether he was coming or going. Finally, he scraped up sufficient courage to ask, Pardon my impertinence, Rabbi, but how can you order me to fast when you yourself are eating? I wasn't fool enough to ask the rabbi, replied the rabbi with a grin and went on with his lunch. The earliest version of act now and apologize later.
Right,
don't ask questions that you don't want the answer to.
Those were absolutely wonderful.
Weren't they?
I don't even know what to say except that I thoroughly enjoyed those stories.
Yep.
Those are great.
Yep.
Okay.
That was my favorite section thus far.
Yeah. I think I might have to audio clip some of those because those are amazing.
They are pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. That's been my favorite book club episode so far.
You laughed at every one.
I really did. That was so great. All right. I don't even know what to add except for,
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us today. That was our Sacrilegious Book Club for
Sacrilegious Book Club. You got to sing it with vigor.
That's your job.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then we will be back tomorrow with some more Psalm things.
We will be back tomorrow with some more Psalm things.
And
I want to say it's like 45, 46, and 47.
It might be.
It sounds about right.
It's somewhere in that range.
I thought we hit 44.
Did we hit 44?
I thought we hit 44.
I thought we might have even been further along than that, but I honestly don't know, so I'm checking right now. It looks like you were right. 45, 46, and 47, assuming there's no continuations or other things doing their thing.
Yeah, I haven't looked yet. So.
All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.